The sorcerer killer didn't fade away. He was reborn in the hidden leaf. Forget the Nine Tails. What if Naruto inherited Toji Fushiguro's heavenly restriction instead? No chakra, just pure lethal instinct. How long until the Akatsuki falls to a hero who hunts the strong for sport? Let's unleash the beast.
Blood dripped from the katana's edge, each drop hitting the forest floor with a sound that seemed impossibly loud in the sudden silence. Naruto Uzumaki stood over Mizuki's broken body, the moonlight catching the blade as he casually wiped it clean on his sleeve. The Chunin instructor lay sprawled in the dirt, both hands severed at the wrists, his face pressed into the mud at an unnatural angle. He was still breathing, barely, but he wouldn't be getting up anytime soon. "You guys are so loud," Naruto muttered, scratching the back of his head with his free hand. The katana disappeared into the grotesque mouth of the worm-like creature wrapped around his torso, its flesh pulsing as it swallowed the weapon whole. Iruka Umino stared, his mouth opening and closing without sound. The kunai embedded in his back suddenly felt like nothing compared to the shock coursing through his system. The dead last of the academy, the boy who couldn't perform a single jutsu, who failed the graduation exam 3 times, had just moved faster than Iruka's eyes could track and dismantled a Chunin-level shinobi in less than 3 seconds. "Naruto," Iruka finally managed, his voice hoarse. "What? How did you?" Naruto walked over, his movements casual, almost bored. He was dressed differently than usual. Gone was the hideous orange jumpsuit. Instead, he wore a tight black t-shirt that showed off a surprisingly muscular frame and baggy black pants. The creature around his torso writhed slightly, its eyeless head turning toward Iruka with an unsettling intelligence. "You're bleeding, sensei," Naruto said, crouching down to examine the kunai in Iruka's shoulder. "This is gonna hurt." He yanked the blade out in one smooth motion. Iruka hissed through his teeth, but Naruto was already tearing a strip from Mizuki's vest to use as a bandage. "The scroll," Iruka gasped. "Mizuki said, he said if you brought him the forbidden scroll, he'd pass you." "Yeah, that was obviously bullshit," Naruto interrupted, wrapping the makeshift bandage with surprising gentleness. "But the old man left that scroll pretty poorly guarded for something forbidden. Figure he wanted to see what I'd do." He tied off the bandage and stood. Plus, Mizuki's been skimming mission payments from the academy budget, had a bounty on him from the civilian council. 2 birds, 1 stone. Iruka's head was spinning. "Bounty? Naruto, you're 12 years old. How do you even know about?" "Job's done," Naruto cut him off, turning toward where the forbidden scroll lay on the ground. "You're buying me ramen for this, by the way. I saved your life. That's worth at least 10 bowls." "10? Fine. 8, but I'm ordering extra pork." As Naruto bent to retrieve the scroll, Iruka caught sight of something that made his blood run cold. For just a moment, as the moonlight hit Naruto at the right angle, his chakra signature completely vanished. Not suppressed, not hidden, gone. Like he simply didn't exist. "Naruto," Iruka said slowly, "your chakra? I can't sense any chakra from you at all." Naruto paused, the scroll in his hands. For a long moment he didn't speak. Then he looked back over his shoulder, and his expression was completely different from the goofy kid Iruka thought he knew. His eyes were cold, calculating, ancient in a way that made no sense for someone his age. "That's because I don't have any," Naruto said simply. "Never did. Never will." 3 days earlier, Naruto had sat in the academy classroom, chin propped on his hand, staring out the window while Iruka droned on about chakra control exercises. Around him, his classmates practiced the clone jutsu, filling the room with identical copies of themselves. Even the worst students could manage at least 1 or 2 clones. Naruto had stopped trying years ago. "Naruto Uzumaki," Iruka called. "Your turn." The whisper started immediately, snickers from Kiba, a disgusted sound from Sakura. Even Shikamaru, usually too lazy to care, looked vaguely interested in watching the spectacle. Naruto stood, walked to the front of the class, and formed the hand seals from muscle memory alone. Ram, snake, tiger on jutsu. Nothing happened. Not even a wisp of smoke, more laughter. Sakura rolled her eyes so hard Naruto was surprised they didn't fall out of her head. "Again," Iruka said, his voice tight with forced patience. "Focus your chakra, Naruto. You need to. I don't have chakra to focus, Iruka-sensei. The room went silent. Iruka's eye twitched. Everyone has chakra, Naruto. Physical energy plus spiritual energy equals. Yeah, I know the textbook definition, Naruto interrupted, shoving his hands in his pockets. It doesn't change the fact that I don't have any. Zero. Zilch. Completely empty. He walked back to his seat. Can I sit down now? This is boring. Naruto Uzumaki, if you don't take this seriously, I am serious. Naruto dropped into his chair. I'm telling you I physically cannot perform ninjutsu. I've tried for 12 years. It's not happening. Can we move on? Sasuke, sitting in his usual spot by the window, spoke up for the first time that day. If you don't have chakra, how are you even alive? The human body needs chakra to function. Naruto turned to look at him, and something in his gaze made Sasuke's hand twitch toward a kunai on instinct. Good question, Uchiha. Let me know when you figure it out. After class, Iruka pulled Naruto aside. The concern in his eyes was genuine, which was one of the reasons Naruto didn't completely hate the man. Naruto, if you're having trouble with chakra control, we can arrange extra tutoring sessions. Mizuki-sensei has volunteered to. Mizuki-sensei is a snake, Naruto said flatly. And I'm not having trouble with chakra control. I'm having trouble with the fact that I don't have chakra. There's a difference. Iruka frowned. I've seen your file, Naruto. The medical examinations when you were younger showed nothing, Naruto finished. Yeah, I know, because there's nothing to show. Look, I appreciate the concern, but I'll figure it out. I always do. He left before Iruka could respond, stepping out into the afternoon sun. The villagers on the street gave him the usual looks, disgust, fear, hatred barely concealed behind forced neutrality. He'd grown up with those looks. They meant nothing to him anymore. What did mean something was the Chunin following him from 3 rooftops back. Naruto didn't turn around, didn't acknowledge the tale. He just kept walking, hands in his pockets, whistling tunelessly. He led his follower on a winding route through the village, past the weapon shop, through the market district, around the Hokage monument. The Chunin was decent, better than most of the ones they usually assigned to watch him. But Naruto could hear his heartbeat from 100 meters away, could smell the nervous sweat, could track him by the slight displacement of air as he moved. Having 0 chakra meant having 0 ability to perform ninjutsu. But it also meant his body had compensated in ways that would have made most shinobi weep with envy. He could hear a pin drop from 5 buildings away. His sense of smell could track individual scents through a crowded marketplace. His vision in the dark was better than most people's in daylight. And his physical abilities, strength, speed, durability, were so far beyond normal that he'd stopped being surprised when he accidentally broke training equipment. The Chunin following him made a mistake, shifting his weight too quickly on a roof tile. The tile cracked with a faint sound. Naruto vanished. One moment he was walking down the street. The next, he was standing on the rooftop behind his tail, having moved so fast that there wasn't even a sound to mark his passage. No body flicker jutsu. No smoke. Just pure, overwhelming speed. You should really work on your stealth, Naruto said conversationally. The Chunin spun around, kunai already in hand, eyes wide with shock. How did you? Naruto caught the man's wrist before the kunai could come within a foot of him. His grip was gentle but unmovable, like being held by a steel vise wrapped in silk. Tell the Hokage I'm not an idiot, Naruto said. I know why you're all watching me. I know what's sealed inside me. I know the whole village knows, even if they're not supposed to talk about it. He released the Chunin's wrist and stepped back. But here's the thing, the fox can't do anything. I can't access its chakra. Hell, I can't even feel it. So all this surveillance, waste of resources. The Chunin rubbed his wrist, staring at Naruto like he'd grown a second head. You know about the 9 tails? Like I said, not an idiot. Naruto turned to leave, then paused. Oh, and you might want to check on Mizuki. Pretty sure he's been embezzling academy funds. Just a hunch. He dropped off the roof, landing 3 stories below with barely a sound, and continued walking. Behind him, the Chunin stood frozen, his mind racing. Because in that brief moment of contact, when Naruto had grabbed his wrist, the Chunin had tried to sense his chakra signature. There had been nothing. Not low chakra, not suppressed chakra. Nothing at all. It was like touching a ghost. The Forbidden Scroll incident happened exactly as Naruto had predicted it would. Mizuki approached him after the failed graduation exam, all sympathetic smiles and helpful suggestions. If Naruto could just steal the Forbidden Scroll from the Hokage's vault and learn one jutsu from it, Mizuki would make sure he passed the exam. Naruto had agreed immediately, because he'd already decided Mizuki needed to die. The Chunin's embezzlement was small time, barely worth mentioning in most cases. But he'd also been selling information to foreign agents. Nothing critical, just academy schedules and student rosters, but enough to earn a quiet bounty from the Civilian Council's security division. And Naruto needed money. He always needed money. The gambling addiction was something he'd inherited along with the memories. Fragments of another life, another person, bled through sometimes. A man named Toji. A man who'd been cursed in a different way, in a different world. A man who'd killed sorcerers for money because he was good at it and because he didn't know how to be anything else. Naruto didn't fully understand the memories. They came in flashes. A woman's face, a child's laugh, the feeling of a blade sliding between someone's ribs. But he understood the core truth. He was Toji's reincarnation, born into a world of chakra users with the same curse that had defined Toji's existence. 0 cursed energy, 0 chakra. Absolute heavenly restriction. But unlike Toji, who died alone and forgotten, Naruto had no intention of letting that be his fate. Stealing the scroll was almost insultingly easy. The Hokage's vault had seals, yes, but seals were designed to detect chakra. Naruto had none. To the security system, he simply didn't exist. He walked in, grabbed the scroll, and walked out without triggering a single alarm. He'd barely started reading it when Iruka found him in the forest. The contents were interesting. Shadow clone jutsu, a technique that required massive chakra reserves to create solid, independent copies of yourself. Completely useless for Naruto, but he committed it to memory anyway. Knowledge was currency. Then Mizuki arrived, right on schedule, with his giant shuriken and his rehearsed villain speech about the 9 tails, and how Naruto was actually the fox demon, and how the village would never accept him. Boring, Naruto had said, cutting him off mid-rant. I already know all that. Are we fighting or not? Mizuki's face had twisted with rage. He'd thrown the giant shuriken at Iruka, thinking the soft-hearted teacher would be an easy target, that Naruto would be paralyzed with fear or indecision. Instead, Naruto had sighed and said, "You guys are so loud." Then he'd vanished. Not teleportation, not a jutsu, just speed so overwhelming that the human eye couldn't track it. He crossed 10 meters in less than a heartbeat and appeared directly in front of Mizuki, who was still in the middle of his throwing motion. The inventory curse, the worm-like creature that had been with Naruto since birth, that nobody else could see because it wasn't made of chakra, opened its grotesque mouth. Naruto reached in and pulled out a katana, the blade gleaming in the moonlight. One swing. Mizuki's hands, still holding the shuriken, separated from his wrists. Mizuki didn't even have time to scream before Naruto's foot caught him in the head, driving his face into the dirt with enough force to crack the ground beneath him. The whole thing took maybe 3 seconds. Now, standing over Mizuki's broken body with Iruka staring at him in shock, Naruto felt the familiar emptiness that came after a kill. Not guilt, not satisfaction, just nothing. "We should get you to the hospital," Naruto said, helping Iruka to his feet. "And I need to return this scroll before the old man has a heart attack." "Naruto," Iruka said, his voice shaking. "What are you?" Naruto looked at him, really looked at him, and for a moment Iruka saw something ancient and tired in those blue eyes. "I'm a weapon," Naruto said simply. "Same as everyone else in this village. I'm just a different type." The Hokage's office was exactly as Naruto remembered it. Cluttered desk, crystal ball for scrying, walls lined with portraits of previous Hokage. Hiruzen Sarutobi sat behind the desk, looking every one of his 69 years, smoking his pipe and studying Naruto with those sharp eyes that missed nothing. "So," the old man said, gesturing to the forbidden scroll that Naruto had placed on the desk, "would you like to explain tonight's events?" Naruto sprawled in the chair across from him, completely at ease despite being in the presence of the professor, the god of Shinobi, the man who'd mastered every jutsu in Konoha's arsenal. "Mizuki tried to use me to steal the scroll. I let him think it worked. He attacked Iruka-sensei. I stopped him, returned the scroll, The end. Naruto shrugged. Oh, and he was embezzling academy funds and selling student information to cloud agents. You're welcome. Hiruzen's eyebrows rose. Cloud agents? Check his apartment. Third floorboard from the window in the bedroom. He's got a whole stash of payment receipts. The Hokage took a long drag from his pipe, studying Naruto through the smoke. And you know this how? I pay attention. Naruto leaned back in the chair. People think I'm stupid because I can't do ninjutsu. Makes them careless around me. They say things, do things, assuming I won't understand or won't care, but I always pay attention. Clearly, Hiruzen set his pipe down. Iruka's report was concerning. He claims you moved faster than he could see, that you defeated a chunin-level shinobi in under 5 seconds, that when he tried to sense your chakra, there was nothing there. All true. Naruto. The Hokage's voice was gentle but firm. I need you to be honest with me. What happened? How did you do what you did? Naruto met his eyes. I didn't do anything I haven't been able to do for years. I just stopped hiding it. And why stop hiding it now? Because I passed the graduation exam, Naruto said. I killed a chunin who was actively betraying the village. That's jonin level work, so I'm pretty sure I've earned my headband. He pulled out the Konoha forehead protector that Iruka had given him earlier, still smeared with a bit of the teacher's blood. Besides, I'm tired of pretending to be weak. It's boring. Hiruzen sighed, suddenly looking much older. The headband is yours. You've more than earned it. But Naruto, you need to understand, what you did tonight will attract attention. Questions will be asked. The council will want answers. Let them ask. Naruto stood up, tying the headband around his forehead. I've got nothing to hide. I don't have chakra. I've never had chakra. But I'm still stronger than most of the shinobi in this village. If that scares them, that's their problem. You don't have chakra, Hiruzen repeated slowly. At all? Not a drop. But the Nine Tails is sealed inside me, yeah. But I can't access it, can't even feel it. It's like the seal is perfect or something. Naruto shrugged. Honestly, I don't really care. I don't need the fox's power. Hiruzen stood, walking around the desk to stand in front of Naruto. He was tall for his age, had always been tall, but the Hokage still had a few inches on him. Show me, the old man said quietly. Naruto tilted his head. Show you what? Your power. How you move so fast. How you defeated Mizuki. Hiruzen's eyes were serious. I need to understand what you're capable of, Naruto. Not as Hokage, but as your grandfather figure. If you're going to be a shinobi, I need to know you can handle it. You want a demonstration? Naruto grinned, and it wasn't a nice expression. All right, try to hit me. The Hokage moved. Despite his age, Hiruzen Sarutobi was still one of the most dangerous shinobi alive. His hand shot forward in a strike that would have paralyzed a chunin, moving with perfect precision and timing. Naruto wasn't there. He'd shifted 6 inches to the left, and at the movement so minimal and so fast that Hiruzen's strike hit nothing but air. The Hokage followed up with a sweep, a grab, a pressure point strike, each one perfectly executed, each one missing by the barest margin as Naruto swayed and stepped and moved like water. You're not using chakra to enhance your speed, Hiruzen observed, continuing the assault. This is pure physical ability. Yep. Naruto ducked under a palm strike. Turns out when your body doesn't have to waste energy producing and circulating chakra, it can do other things, like moving really, really fast. Hiruzen suddenly stopped, holding up a hand. He was breathing slightly harder, a light sheen of sweat on his forehead. Impressive. And your strength? Naruto walked over to the filing cabinet in the corner. Solid steel, probably weighed 300 pounds fully loaded. He grabbed it with one hand and lifted it over his head like it was made of cardboard. Strong enough, he said, setting it back down without even breathing hard. The Hokage stared for a long moment, then started to laugh. It was a genuine sound, full of surprise and something like pride. Naruto Uzumaki, he said, shaking his head. You never cease to amaze me. Very well, you'll graduate, but I'm assigning you to a special team, one led by someone who can handle your unique circumstances. Let me guess, Kakashi Hake? Hiruzen's eyebrows rose again. How did you? I pay attention, remember? Naruto headed for the door. The famous copy ninja, the man who's mastered 1,000 jutsu, gets assigned the Uchiha prodigy and the top kunoichi of our class. But teams are 3-man cells. Someone needs to be the third wheel. And who better than the dead last who can't do ninjutsu? He looked back over his shoulder. Plus, Kakashi-sensei lost his team to the Third War. Figures you'd give him students as a form of therapy. You've been planning this. I've been planning a lot of things, old man. Naruto opened the door. See you at the team assignments. After he left, Hiruzen stood in silence for a long moment. Then he walked to the window and looked out over the village, his village, the place he'd sworn to protect. Minato, he murmured to the night, your son is going to change everything. I just hope the village is ready for it. Team assignments happened in the academy classroom 2 days later. Naruto showed up in his new outfit, black t-shirt, baggy pants, the inventory curse wrapped around his torso like always. The other students stared. Whispered, he ignored them and took a seat in the back, propping his feet up on the desk. Sakura wrinkled her nose. Could you be any more disrespectful, Naruto? Probably, he said without looking at her. Want me to try? She huffed and turned back to Sasuke, who was ignoring both of them in favor of staring broodingly out the window. Iruka entered, looking harried and tired. He'd been questioned extensively about the Mizuki incident, had probably been up all night filing reports. When his eyes landed on Naruto, there was something new in his expression, not quite fear, but wariness. Respect, maybe. All right, Iruka said, setting down his clipboard. Team assignments. Team 7, Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Naruto Uzumaki. Your jonin instructor is Kakashi Hatake. The classroom exploded with noise. Sakura squealed because she got Sasuke. Ino shrieked because Sakura got Sasuke. Sasuke glared because he got stuck with the dead last. Naruto just yawned. The other teams were called. Team 8 under Kurenai Yuhi, Team 10 under Asuma Sarutobi. Various other combinations that Naruto immediately forgot because they didn't matter. The jonin instructors arrived to collect their students. Kurenai appeared right on time, elegant and composed. Asuma showed up smoking a cigarette, relaxed and friendly. Other teams filtered out. Team 7 waited and waited and waited. An hour later, Sakura was pacing. Where is he? Our sensei is late. This is so unprofessional. He's testing us, Sasuke said, not looking up from where he was sitting. Seeing how patient we are. Or he just doesn't care, Naruto offered, still lounging in his seat. Kakashi-sensei is famous for being late, like 3 hours late to his own father's funeral level of late. Both of them stared at him. How do you know that? Sakura demanded. I read. Naruto shrugged. Kakashi Hatake, son of Sakumo Hatake, the White Fang. Graduate academy at 5, Chunin at 6, Jonin at 12. Sharingan user despite not being an Uchiha. Former Anbu. Currently the only person in the village who's read the entire Icha series. He's either going to be the best sensei we could ask for or completely useless. 50-50 odds. Sasuke's eyes narrowed. You know about the Sharingan? It's not exactly a secret, Uchiha. Your whole clan had it. Well, before. Naruto trailed off, watching Sasuke's hand clench. Before someone killed them all, which you're obsessed with avenging, which is why you're an asshole to everyone. See? I pay attention. You don't know anything about. The door opened. A silver-haired man in a jonin vest leaned against the frame, one eye visible while the other was covered by his hitai 8, his nose and mouth hidden behind a mask. Yo, Kakashi said. My first impression of you guys? You're boring. Meet me on the roof. He vanished in a swirl of leaves, body flicker jutsu. Showing off. Sakura and Sasuke immediately ran for the stairs. Naruto stood, stretched, and walked. By the time he reached the roof, the other two were already there, sitting on the ledge while Kakashi leaned against the railing, reading an orange book. All right, the jonin said without looking up. Let's do introductions. Name, likes, dislikes, dreams for the future. You go first, Pinky. Sakura bristled at the nickname, but complied. My name is Sakura Haruno. She glanced at Sasuke and blushed. And I dislike Inopig. My dream is to... Another glance at Sasuke, more blushing. Right. Kakashi turned a page. Next. Sasuke spoke with the emotional range of a brick wall. Sasuke Uchiha. I don't have likes. I have many dislikes. My ambition is to restore my clan and kill a certain someone. Cheerful. Kakashi's visible eye shifted to Naruto. Dead last? Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto said, hands in his pockets. I like money, ramen, and winning fights. I dislike boring people, bad bets, and ninja who think they're better than they are. My dream is to get rich enough that I never have to work another day in my life. Silence. Sakura stared. That's your dream? To be lazy? Why not? Naruto shrugged. Everyone else wants to be Hokage or get revenge or find true love. I just want to be comfortable. What's wrong with that? It's pathetic, Sasuke muttered. Says the guy whose entire personality is, my brother killed everyone and now I'm sad. Naruto looked at Kakashi. Are we done with the therapy session? Kakashi slowly closed his book, and for the first time his visible eye focused entirely on Naruto. The weight of that gaze was considerable. This was a man who'd killed before he hit puberty, who'd survived a war, who'd seen things that would break most people. You're interesting, Kakashi said quietly. Iruka's report said you don't have any chakra. That true? Completely true. But you defeated Mizuki Toji, a chunin-level shinobi, in single combat. Also true. Show me. It wasn't a request, Naruto grinned. Right here? On the academy roof? Why not? Kakashi pocketed his book and straightened. If you're really as dangerous as the reports claim, I need to see it for myself. And if you're not, well, you fail and go back to the academy. We haven't even done the actual test yet, Sakura protested. This is the test, Kakashi said, not taking his eye off Naruto. Sasuke, Sakura, you two watch. Naruto, whenever you're ready. Naruto rolled his shoulders, feeling the inventory curse shift against his skin. No holds barred? Within reason. Try not to destroy the building. No promises. He moved. One moment he was standing 10 feet away. The next, he was inside Kakashi's guard, hand already pulling the split soul katana from the worm's mouth. The blade came up in a strike that would have opened Kakashi from hip to shoulder. The jonin substituted with a log, appearing 5 meters away with a kunai in hand. His visible eye was wide. That's speed, he muttered. No chakra enhancement, just raw muscle. How? Naruto didn't give him time to finish. He closed the distance again, the katana singing through the air in a series of strikes that forced Kakashi into a purely defensive stance. The jonin blocked with his kunai, but each impact made him wince. The strength behind Naruto's swings was absurd. Sasuke, Kakashi barked. What do you see? The Uchiha had activated his Sharingan at some point, the Tomoe spinning as he tracked the fight. The dead last is, he's faster than I can fully track. And Kakashi-sensei, his chakra signature, there's nothing. He doesn't exist to my Sharingan's chakra sight. Kakashi formed hand seals one-handed. Lightning blade. Electricity crackled around his hand as he thrust forward with the technique that had earned him his nickname. The Chidori, a lightning-enhanced pierce that could punch through solid rock. Naruto pulled a different weapon from the inventory curse, a jagged, two-pronged dagger. The inverted spear of heaven. He parried the Chidori with it, and the lightning jutsu simply stopped, fizzled out. The chakra composing it unraveled as if it had never existed. Kakashi stumbled back, staring at his hand. My jutsu? You nullified it? This thing cuts through chakra-based techniques, Naruto explained casually, twirling the spear. Pretty handy against ninja who rely on jutsu. He stored it back in the worm and drew the katana again. Want to keep going? No, Kakashi said slowly, raising his hands. I think I've seen enough. He looked at his team, Sakura standing with her mouth open, Sasuke gripping the railing hard enough to make the wood creak, and Naruto looking vaguely bored. You three pass. Wait, what? Sakura found her voice. That's it? No bell test? No teamwork exercise? The bell test is for teams where I need to teach them about cooperation, Kakashi said. You three. He shook his head. You're going to be a very different kind of team. Report to Training Ground 7 tomorrow at 8 a.m. And Naruto? Yeah? Don't ever hold back that much in a fight again. If you'd been serious just now, I'd probably be dead. Naruto's grin was sharp as a knife. Yeah, probably. Training Ground 7 was a wide clearing surrounded by forest, with 3 training posts in the center and a small stream running along one edge. Team 7 assembled the next morning at 8 a.m. sharp. Well, 3/4 of Team 7 assembled. Kakashi was nowhere to be seen. Unbelievable, Sakura fumed at 9 a.m., pacing back and forth. He tells us to be here at 8 and then doesn't show up? This is expected, Naruto said from where he was lying on the grass, hands behind his head. I told you, he's always late. Might as well get comfortable. Sasuke leaned against a training post, arms crossed. He hadn't stopped glaring at Naruto since yesterday's demonstration. Where did you learn to fight like that? Here and there, Naruto said vaguely. Why? Jealous? You shouldn't be able to move that fast, not without chakra enhancement. And yet I do. Crazy, right? I want to fight you, Sasuke said suddenly. A real fight, no holding back. Naruto cracked one eye open. Why? Because I need to know how strong you really are. Because if you're going to be on my team, I need to know if you're an asset or a liability. I'm definitely a liability, Naruto said cheerfully. I can't do teamwork ninjutsu, I can't sense chakra, and I don't follow orders well. But I can kill just about anyone in single combat, so it balances out. Prove it. Naruto sighed and sat up. You really want to do this? Yes. All right. But when I kick your ass, you owe me ramen. Deal? Sasuke's response was to throw 3 shuriken in rapid succession. Naruto leaned back, the projectiles passing harmlessly overhead, and sprang to his feet. Guess we're doing this. Sasuke came in fast, using the Academy Taijutsu style with perfect form. He was good, probably the best in their graduating class in terms of pure technical skill. But Naruto had been fighting for survival since he was old enough to walk. He parried Sasuke's strikes with minimal movement, redirecting force rather than blocking directly. When Sasuke tried to sweep his legs, Naruto simply hopped over the attack and countered with a palm strike to Sasuke's chest that sent the Uchiha sliding backward. You're too rigid, Naruto observed. You fight like you're following a textbook. All the moves are correct, but there's no adaptation. Sasuke's eyes flashed red as his Sharingan activated. Then, I'll copy your style and use it against you. He came again, this time mimicking Naruto's looser, more fluid movements. It was impressive. The Sharingan really could copy physical techniques. But copying the movements wasn't the same as having the physical capabilities to execute them properly. When Sasuke tried to match Naruto's speed, his body simply couldn't keep up. His muscle memory knew the pattern, but his muscles weren't strong enough to perform it at the same pace. He overextended, lost balance, and Naruto took advantage by sweeping his legs out from under him and pinning him to the ground with a hand on his chest. The Sharingan can copy what it sees, Naruto said, but it can't copy physical ability. I'm faster and stronger than you, Sasuke. Technique can't overcome that gap. Get off me, Sasuke snarled. Say I win first. Naruto applied a bit more pressure, making breathing difficult. Say it. Fine, you win. Naruto released him and stood, offering a hand. Sasuke ignored it and got up on his own, deactivating his Sharingan and looking furious. You owe me ramen, Naruto reminded him. Before Sasuke could respond, Kakashi appeared in a swirl of leaves, holding his orange book. Sorry I'm late, the jonin said. A black cat crossed my path, so I had to take the long way around. You're 3 hours late, Sakura shrieked. Am I? Kakashi checked an imaginary watch. Time flies. Anyway, I have your first mission. He pulled out a scroll and unrolled it. Naruto caught a glimpse of the mission rank, D. We're catching the fire daimyo's wife's cat? Kakashi announced. Silence. You're kidding, Naruto said. Nope. Tora, a brown tabby with a ribbon on its ear. Last seen in the East Shopping District. Bring it back alive. This is what we're doing? Sasuke's voice was flat with disbelief. Chasing a cat? I didn't become a shinobi to... You became a shinobi to follow orders, Kakashi interrupted, his tone suddenly sharp. And your first order is to find that cat, unless you'd prefer I fail you all and send you back to the academy? Naruto stood up, brushing grass off his pants. How much does it pay? Standard D rank, 5,000 ryo split among the team. That's garbage pay for 4 people's work. Then work faster. Kakashi vanished again. Sakura threw up her hands. This is ridiculous. We're trained killers and we're hunting house pets. Actually, you're a trained healer who can't take a punch, Naruto said. Sasuke's a trained avenger with an obsession. And I'm a trained weapon who needs rent money. So let's find this stupid cat and get paid. Tora the cat was, objectively speaking, a demon in feline form. It took them 6 hours to track it down, 6 hours of crawling through trash heaps and alleyways, following scratch marks and terrified civilian testimonies. When they finally cornered it in an abandoned building, the cat fought like a caged tiger. It scratched Sakura across the face. It bit Sasuke's hand hard enough to draw blood. When it launched itself at Naruto, he caught it by the scruff of its neck and held it at arm's length while it yowled and thrashed. I'm tempted to just kill it, Naruto said, watching the cat twist and claw at empty air. Would anyone really miss it? The fire daimyo's wife would. Sakura said, pressing a hand to her bleeding cheek. And then we'd all be executed for murdering nobility's property. Fair point. They delivered the cat to the mission desk, where the daimyo's wife squeezed it so hard that Naruto was pretty sure he heard ribs cracking. No wonder the thing kept running away. The mission pay was collected, split 3 ways after Kakashi took his share. Naruto pocketed his portion with a grimace, barely enough for a week's worth of ramen. This is what we're going to be doing? Sasuke asked Kakashi as they left the mission office. Finding cats? Pulling weeds? Painting fences? For now, yes, Kakashi said. You're jonin. You do jonin missions. When you prove you can handle them, we'll move up to C ranks. How long will that take? Depends on the team. Usually a few months. Naruto stopped walking. A few months of this? Are you serious? Completely. Yeah, no. Naruto turned and headed in a different direction. I'm out. Excuse me? Kakashi's visible eye narrowed. I didn't become a shinobi to chase cats for chump change. If you've got real missions, I'm interested. But if it's going to be weeks of D-rank garbage, I'll find other work. Naruto waved over his shoulder. Let me know when you have something worth my time. He walked away, leaving his stunned teammates behind. Sakura turned to Kakashi. Can he do that? Just leave? Technically, no, Kakashi said, watching Naruto disappear around a corner. But I'm curious to see what happens if I let him. What happened was that 3 days later, the Hokage called Team 7 to his office. Hiruzen sat behind his desk, looking tired and slightly amused. Kakashi, your report says you've completed 14 D-rank missions in 3 days. Yes, sir. With only 2 members of your team. Naruto has been uncooperative. I gathered that from the Anbu reports of him breaking into the mission office at night to browse the restricted files. Hiruzen's eyes shifted to Naruto, who was leaning against the wall, hands in pockets. Anything to say for yourself? The security on those files is terrible, Naruto said. I mean, I literally just walked in. No seals, no guards, just a locked door. I've seen academy students with better protection on their lunchboxes. You broke into a restricted area and found out that there's a C-rank mission sitting in the queue that's been there for 2 weeks because no one wants to take it. Escort mission to the land of waves. High probability of combat with bandits. Payment is terrible, but the client specifically requested a cheap team. Naruto pushed off the wall. We should take it. Hiruzen sighed. Naruto, that mission is classified as C rank for a reason. The client, Tazuna, is a bridge builder who's likely being targeted by thugs hired by local shipping companies. It's low priority and potentially dangerous for fresh jonin. So it's perfect, Naruto said. We get actual combat experience. The client gets protection he can afford, and I don't have to spend another week looking for demon cats. Everyone wins. I haven't trained them yet, Kakashi interjected. They're not ready for combat scenarios. Sasuke knows basic ninjutsu and has the Sharingan. Sakura has good chakra control and textbook knowledge. I can handle myself. What more training do we need? Teamwork, Kakashi said flatly. You 3 can barely stand to be in the same room together. What makes you think you can function as a unit in combat? We don't need to be friends to complete a mission, Naruto countered. We just need to not get in each other's way, which we can do. Sasuke spoke up for the first time. I agree with Naruto. We should take the mission. Everyone turned to stare at him. You do? Sakura's voice was small with surprise. D-rank missions are a waste of time, Sasuke said. I didn't train for years just to chase animals and do yard work. If there's a chance for real combat, I want it. Kakashi looked at Sakura. And you? She hesitated, glancing between her teammates. I guess if everyone else wants to. Wonderful, Naruto said. 3 votes for, 1 against. Democracy wins. I'm the jonin instructor, Kakashi pointed out. I have veto power. Do you? Naruto turned to Hiruzen. Does he? The Hokage was trying very hard not to smile. Kakashi, if you believe your team can handle it, I don't. But you're curious to see what happens if they try, Hiruzen finished. Just as I am. Very well. Team 7, you're assigned to escort Tazuna to the land of waves. Report to the main gate tomorrow at 8 a.m. We'll be there, Naruto said. Kakashi will be there at noon, Sasuke muttered. Kakashi sighed. I'm going to regret this. Tazuna was a grizzled old man who smelled like cheap sake and expensive regret. He took one look at Team 7. 3 kids barely into their teens and a jonin reading porn in public. and groaned. "This is what I get for the cheap rate? A bunch of brats?" "We're highly trained brats," Naruto said cheerfully. "I've killed people." "Naruto," Kakashi said without looking up from his book, "don't tell the client you've killed people." "Why not?" "It's true." Tazuna squinted at him. You've killed someone?" "Chunin named Mizuki. Cut off his hands, kicked his head in. He survived, but he's not going to be a ninja anymore." The old man's face went pale. "You're serious?" "Very." "Wonderful. I'm being escorted by a tiny psychopath. The journey to the land of waves was supposed to take 3 days on foot. They made it 2 hours before running into trouble. Naruto sensed them first. 2 presences hiding in a puddle on the road ahead. The puddle was suspicious on its own, given that it hadn't rained in a week and the surrounding ground was bone dry. But most genin wouldn't notice that kind of detail. Naruto noticed everything. "Ambush ahead," he said casually. 2 ninja hiding in the puddle, probably Chunin level. Kakashi finally looked up from his book. "You can sense that?" "I can hear their heartbeats. Smell their sweat. They've been waiting there for about 10 minutes. Naruto kept walking. "Want me to handle it?" "Can you tell their skill level?" "Nervous breathing, elevated heart rates. They're either inexperienced or scared, probably both. I give them 30 seconds before they attack." 20 seconds later, the puddle exploded. 2 ninja in gas masks and clawed gauntlets erupted from the water, chains connecting their arms. The demon brothers, Gozu and Meizu, Chunin-level missing nin from the hidden mist, they moved in perfect sync, their chain wrapping around Kakashi and pulling tight. Metal links dug into flesh, and with a wet tearing sound, Kakashi was ripped apart. Sakura screamed. Sasuke froze. Tazuna stumbled backward. Naruto yawned. The demon brothers turned toward the rest of the team, their chain already unwinding for another attack. The copy ninja was easier than we expected. Now for the rest. Naruto appeared between them. He'd moved so fast that he was just suddenly there, one hand gripping each brother's throat. "First mistake," he said conversationally. "Kakashi-sensei is never that easy to kill. Second mistake, you went after our sensei instead of the client. Third mistake, and this is the big one, you tried to scare us with that whole ripping him apart thing. Rookie move." He lifted both grown men off the ground with no visible effort. They clawed at his hands, their gauntlets scraping against his skin but not penetrating. "Enhanced durability," Naruto explained to his teammates. "Side effect of the whole no chakra thing. Your weapons are chakra forged, which makes them sharp, sure, but they can't cut what they can't channel energy through." Kakashi appeared on a nearby tree branch, completely unharmed, having substituted with a log. "Naruto, don't kill them. We need information." "You sure? They tried to kill you. I'm sure." "Fine." Naruto slammed both brothers into the ground hard enough to crater the road. They hit with a wet crunch and stopped moving, alive but very unconscious. "There. Handled." Tazuna stared at the 2 unconscious ninja, then at Naruto, then at Kakashi. "What the hell was that?" "That," Kakashi said, pocketing his book and becoming suddenly serious, "was Naruto Uzumaki. And you, Tazuna, just lost your C-rank mission fee." "What? Why?" "Because you lied." Kakashi's visible eye was cold. The mission parameters said possible bandits. Those are missing nin, Chunin-level missing nin who were specifically waiting for us, which means someone knew you were leaving the village and hired them to kill you. Tazuna's face crumbled. I couldn't afford a B-rank mission. The land of waves is broke. We're being controlled by a shipping magnate named Gato who's bleeding us dry. I need to finish my bridge to connect us to the mainland, to break Gato's stranglehold, but I didn't have the money for proper protection. So you lied to get cheap bodyguards, Kakashi finished, putting my students at risk. I'm sorry, Tazuna said, and he genuinely sounded it. I'm desperate. My grandson, my daughter, if I don't finish this bridge, they'll die in poverty. Please, I'll pay you everything I have. Just how much is everything? Naruto asked. Tazuna blinked. What? How much money do you have? Total, for the mission. Maybe 50,000 Ryo. It's everything I've saved for. We'll take it, Naruto said. Kakashi-sensei, we're taking the mission. Naruto, this just became a B rank at minimum, Kakashi said. Possibly A rank if Gato has more ninja on his payroll. We should return to the village and request. We're already here, Naruto interrupted. And 50,000 split 4 ways is better than 5,000 for chasing cats. I vote we continue. This isn't a democracy, Kakashi said. I also vote to continue, Sasuke said. If there are more enemy ninja, I want the combat experience. Sakura looked between them, then at Tazuna's desperate face, then at Kakashi. I think we should help him. Kakashi sighed deeply. You're all going to give me gray hair. He looked at Tazuna. Fine, we'll escort you to the land of waves, but the mission fee is now 75,000 Ryo, and if we encounter Jonin-level opposition, we're retreating immediately. 75,000? Tazuna's face went pale. That's negotiable, Naruto said. Kakashi-sensei just likes to sound tough. We'll do it for 50. Naruto. What? The old man's broke. We can't squeeze blood from a stone. 50,000 is fine. Kakashi pinched the bridge of his nose. Fine, 50,000. But you're all buying your own equipment from now on. They tied up the demon brothers and left them by the roadside for the local authorities to find. As they continued toward the land of waves, Kakashi fell into step beside Naruto. You know we're probably going to fight Zabuza Momochi, right? The Jonin said quietly. Naruto glanced at him. The demon of the hidden mist? Former member of the Seven Swordsmen? Yeah, I figured. And that doesn't concern you? Should it? He's Jonin level, one of the most dangerous water-style users alive. He's killed Jonin before. So have I, Naruto lied smoothly, then paused. Well, okay, I've killed one Chunin, but Jonin are just Chunin with better jutsu, right? And jutsu don't work on me. That's not how power scaling works. Sure it is. Look, Kakashi-sensei, I appreciate the concern, but I can handle myself. If Zabuza shows up, I'll deal with him. If he's too strong, I'll retreat. I'm not an idiot. The jury's still out on that, Kakashi muttered. They reached the coast by evening and hired a boat to ferry them across the water to the land of waves. The boatman, an old man with a weather-beaten face, insisted on turning off his engine and rowing manually. Can't risk the sound, he whispered. Gato has patrols everywhere. If they hear us, we're dead. The crossing was tense and silent. Mist rolled across the water, thick enough to obscure visibility beyond a few meters. Naruto's enhanced senses picked up the sounds of other boats in the distance, the splash of oars, distant voices. Then he heard something else. A heartbeat, strong, steady, completely calm. Coming from directly above them, he looked up just as a massive blade came spinning out of the mist, aimed directly at their boat. Down! Kakashi barked. Everyone hit the deck. The blade, the executioner's blade, a massive cleaver-like sword taller than a man, passed overhead so close that it cut strands of Sakura's pink hair. It embedded in a nearby tree with a meaty thunk. A figure appeared standing on the blade's handle. Tall, muscular, shirtless despite the cold, his lower face wrapped in bandages. Zabuza Momochi, the demon of the hidden mist, looked down at them with eyes that had seen far too much death. Well, well, Zabuza said, his voice a low rasp. Kakashi Hatake, the copy ninja, and here I thought this would be boring. Kakashi stood slowly, his hand already moving toward his hitayate. Zabuza, I didn't think Gato could afford someone of your caliber. He can't. But he promised me something more valuable than money. Zabuza grinned behind his bandages. A chance to kill you and take your Sharingan. That's worth doing a job for free. You'll have to go through my students first. Students? Zabuza's eyes swept over Team 7, dismissing them instantly. Kids, this will take 30 seconds. He pulled the executioner's blade from the tree and dropped toward the boat. Naruto met him halfway. He jumped from the boat, clearing 15 feet of vertical distance in a single bound, the inventory curse's mouth already open. He pulled out Playful Cloud, the 3-section staff, and swung it at Zabuza's head with enough force to shatter concrete. Zabuza blocked with the executioner's blade, and the impact sent out a shockwave that rippled across the water. The missing nine's eyes widened in shock. You're not a kid, Zabuza said. What the hell are you? Annoyed, Naruto replied. He twisted the staff, using the chain sections to wrap around the executioner's blade, and yanked. The sword pulled from Zabuza's grip and went spinning into the mist. Zabuza landed on the water's surface, chakra keeping him afloat, and stared at Naruto, who'd landed on the boat. You just disarmed me, the missing nin said slowly. That sword weighs over 100 pounds. You threw it like it was a kunai. Yeah, well, I'm strong. Naruto spun Playful Cloud casually. You going to give up, or do we keep fighting? Zabuza started to laugh. It was a genuine sound full of delight and bloodlust. Oh, I like you, kid. You've got balls. Too bad I'm gonna have to kill you. He formed hand seals with blinding speed. Hit and miss jutsu. Thick fog rolled across the water, dense and choking. Visibility dropped to 0 within seconds. Naruto could feel his teammates tensing on the boat, hear their elevated heartbeats. Kakashi's voice cut through the mist. Stay calm. Zabuza's a silent killing specialist. He'll target the weakest first. 8 points. Zabuza's voice echoed from everywhere and nowhere. The larynx, spine, lungs, liver, jugular vein, subclavian artery, kidneys, heart. Which one should I strike first? Sasuke's hand was shaking as he gripped a kunai. Sakura had frozen completely. Even Tazuna looked ready to pass out from fear. Naruto just closed his eyes and listened. There, heartbeat, slightly elevated, breathing, controlled but present. The displacement of water as Zabuza moved into position behind Kakashi. Sensei, Naruto called out. Behind you, 3 meters, coming in low with the blade he just recalled. Kakashi dodged, the executioner's blade passing through the space where his head had been. He grabbed his Hatayate and pushed it up, revealing the Sharingan beneath. You can sense me through the mist? Zabuza's voice was intrigued. Even Kakashi can't do that without the Sharingan. I can hear your heartbeat, Naruto explained. Smell your sweat, feel the water displacement when you move. The mist doesn't hide you from me. It makes you louder. Interesting. The mist suddenly pulled back, condensing into a sphere around Zabuza's position. The missing 9 stood on the water, the executioner's blade resting on his shoulder, studying Naruto with newfound interest. What's your name, kid? Naruto Uzumaki. Well, Naruto Uzumaki, you're the first jonin I've met who wasn't pissing themselves in fear right now. I respect that. Zabuza shifted his grip on the sword. So I'll kill you quickly. He moved, crossing the distance between them in a single bound, the executioner's blade coming down in an overhead strike that would split Naruto in half. Naruto reached up and caught the blade with his bare hands. The metal bit into his palms, drawing blood, but it didn't cut through. Naruto's enhanced durability, the same thing that let him survive falls that would kill normal people, held against the legendary sword. What? Zabuza tried to pull the blade free, but Naruto's grip was absolute. I told you, Naruto said. I'm strong. He yanked forward, pulling Zabuza off balance and drove his knee into the missing nin's gut. The impact lifted Zabuza off the water's surface and sent him flying backward. He hit with a splash and came up coughing. Kakashi, Zabuza wheezed. What the hell is your student? Honestly, I'm still trying to figure that out. Kakashi had his Sharingan active, watching the fight with rapt attention. Naruto, don't kill him. We need information. You keep saying that, Naruto complained, but you never let me actually kill anyone. Zabuza stood up, water dripping from his body, and started to laugh again. You know what? Screw Gato's money. I want to fight you, kid. A real fight. No holding back. Finally, Naruto said, someone who gets it. He stored Playful Cloud back in the inventory curse and pulled out the split soul katana. The blade gleamed with an unnatural light, its edge sharp enough to cut concepts. Zabuza's eyes narrowed. That's not a normal weapon. Nope, it cut souls. Souls? Souls. Bullshit. Naruto shrugged. Only one way to find out. Zabuza created a dozen water clones, all of them charging from different angles. Normal clones would pop from a single hit, but water clones could take damage. Against most jonin, this would be overwhelming. Naruto cut through all 12 in a single spinning strike. The clones didn't disperse into water. They just stopped, fell apart like puppets with their strings cut. Because the split soul katana didn't cut the water, it cut the chakra animating them, the spiritual component that made them move. Okay, Zabuza said, backing up, that's definitely not a normal sword. Told you, Zabuza! A new voice called from the mist. A boy appeared, wearing a Hunter 9 mask and carrying Senbon needles. Stop playing around. We have a schedule to keep. Zabuza clicked his tongue. Timing, Haku. Your timing is terrible. The masked ninja Haku threw 2 Senbon with perfect precision. They struck Zabuza in the neck, hitting pressure points that would put someone into a death-like state. Zabuza collapsed. No, Haku's voice was anguished. I killed him. I didn't want to, but that's the worst acting I've ever seen, Naruto said. Kakashi-sensei, they're working together. Zabuza's in a false death state. Hunter Nin guy is going to take the body and revive him later. Kakashi nodded slowly. I suspected as much. The Senbon hit non-lethal points. Haku stiffened. You? You shouldn't be able to tell that without medical training. I can see where you hit him, Naruto said, and I can hear his heartbeat. It's slow, but it's still there. So either you're the worst hunter nin in history, or you're running a scam. For a long moment, nobody moved. Then Haku sighed behind his mask. You're very perceptive, the hunter nin said quietly. But it doesn't matter. You've completed your mission. Tazuna is across the water. You have no reason to pursue us further. Unless we want to, Naruto said. Naruto, Kakashi warned. We're not getting paid to hunt missing nin. But we could be. We're not bounty hunters. We could be. We're going to have a long talk about your priorities later. Kakashi turned to Haku. Take him and go, but tell Zabuza that next time we meet, I won't hold back. Haku created an ice mirror, stepped through it with Zabuza's body, and vanished. Naruto stored his katana back in the inventory curse. That was anticlimactic. You fought one of the 7 swordsmen to a standstill, Kakashi pointed out. As a jonin, that's literally the opposite of anticlimactic. I guess? Naruto looked at where Haku had disappeared. But I didn't get to use the inverted spear. I was looking forward to canceling some water jutsu. There will be other opportunities, Kakashi said dryly. Come on, let's get Tazuna home before something else tries to kill us. Tazuna's house was small but comfortable, perched on a hillside overlooking the ocean. His daughter Tsunami greeted them with a warm smile and hot tea. His grandson Inari glared at them from behind his mother's legs. Ninja, the boy spat. You're all the same. You act tough, but when a real monster shows up, you run away. Inari, Tsunami looked mortified. Apologize. Why should I? It's true. Gato has ninja working for him, and they killed Dad. These ninja probably can't even. Naruto walked over, grabbed Inari by the shirt, and lifted him off the ground. The boy's eyes went wide with shock. Listen, kid, Naruto said calmly. I don't care about your dead dad. I don't care about your tragic backstory. I'm here to do a job, get paid, and leave. If you want to sit in the corner and cry about how unfair life is, that's fine. But don't project your issues onto me. I've got enough of my own. He set Inari down and turned back to the table where Kakashi was already pouring tea. Tsunami stared at him, mouth open. You can't talk to a child like that. I just did. He's traumatized. His stepfather was killed by Gato's thugs in front of him. And that sucks, Naruto said, taking a seat and grabbing a cup of tea. But trauma doesn't give you a free pass to be rude to people trying to help. If the kid wants to heal, he needs to stop using his pain as an excuse. Kakashi coughed. Naruto has a unique approach to grief counseling. I wasn't counseling, Naruto said. I was being honest. Sasuke, sitting in the corner, made a sound that might have been agreement. Sakura just looked uncomfortable. Dinner was tense after that. Tsunami cooked a simple meal of fish and rice, but the atmosphere was thick enough to cut with a knife. Inari glared at his plate. Tazuna drank more sake than was probably healthy. Tsunami kept apologizing for everything. After dinner, Kakashi gathered Team 7 for a debrief. All right, the jonin said, leaning against the wall with his arms crossed. Let's talk about what happened today. Naruto, you engaged Zabuza Momochi, an S-rank missing nin in single combat. And I won, Naruto pointed out. You survived, Kakashi corrected. There's a difference. If Haku hadn't shown up, how do you think that fight would have ended? Naruto considered. I'd have killed him within the next 2 minutes. He was strong, but his whole fighting style depends on jutsu. Water clones, hidden mist, water-based attacks. I nullify all of that. In a straight physical fight, I'm faster and stronger. You're also overconfident, Kakashi said. Zabuza has decades of combat experience. He survived wars, assassinations, and challenges from other members of the 7 Swordsmen. You're 12. Experience matters. Does it? I mean, you're experienced, and I nearly beat you on the academy roof. You nearly beat me when I was holding back and reading a book, Kakashi clarified. In a real fight with lethal intent, the outcome would be very different. Would it though? Kakashi's visible eye narrowed. Are you challenging me? I'm asking a genuine question. If we fought for real right now, who would win? Kakashi-sensei, Sakura said immediately. Obviously. I don't know, Sasuke murmured. Naruto's speed is absurd, and his weapons seem to counter ninjutsu. Thank you, Sasuke, Naruto said. See, even the Uchiha gets it. Don't make me regret agreeing with you, Kakashi sighed. Regardless of who would win in a theoretical fight, the point is that you need to be more careful. Zabuza will come back. He and Haku are definitely working for Gato, and they'll try again. Next time, you might not be so lucky. So what do we do? Sakura asked. Bad, train? Train, Kakashi confirmed. Starting tomorrow, we're working on chakra control. He looked at Naruto. Except you. You're working on not dying. I'm great at not dying. You grabbed a sword designed to cut through anything with your bare hands. And I didn't die. See? Great at it. Your hands were bleeding. Flesh wounds. Kakashi pinched the bridge of his nose again. He'd been doing that a lot lately. Just don't do anything stupid while I'm training the other two. Can you manage that? Define stupid. Naruto. Fine. No stupid stuff. I don't know, explore the island or something. Don't kill anyone. You're really limiting my options here, Sensei. The next morning, Kakashi took Sasuke and Sakura to work on tree walking exercises. The goal was to channel chakra to their feet and use it to climb vertical surfaces. Basic control training that every ninja learned. Naruto watched for about 5 minutes, then got bored and wandered off. The land of waves was a depressing place. Everywhere he looked, he saw poverty, boarded up shops, people with hollow eyes and empty stomachs, children in threadbare clothes playing with broken toys. Gato's control had strangled this island like a slow poison. Naruto understood poverty. He'd grown up with it, had survived on expired ramen and the occasional handout from Iruka. But this was different. This was systematic, intentional. Gato wasn't just rich. He was deliberately keeping everyone else poor to maintain control. It pissed Naruto off. Not because he cared about justice or righteousness or any of that ninja honor bullshit, but because it was inefficient. A healthy economy meant more jobs, more money flowing, more opportunities for people like Naruto to make a living. Gato's stranglehold was bad for everyone, including himself in the long run. He found himself at the construction site for Tazuna's bridge. The structure was massive, stretching halfway across the channel, built from stone and iron and sheer stubborn determination. Workers crawled over it like ants, hauling materials, hammering supports, welding joints. They all looked exhausted, scared, like they expected something terrible to happen at any moment. Impressive, isn't it? Naruto turned. Haku stood there, no longer wearing the Hunter Nin mask. His face was delicate, almost feminine, with dark eyes that held too much sadness for someone so young. You're Zabuza's partner, Naruto said. The one with the ice mirrors, and you're the boy who fights without chakra. Haku smiled slightly. Zabuza hasn't stopped talking about you. He wants a rematch. Tell him to get in line. They stood in silence for a moment, watching the workers. Why do you fight? Haku asked suddenly. For money. That's all? That's enough. Haku shook his head. I fight for someone precious to me. Zabuza gave me a purpose when I had none. I'll do anything to protect him. Even kill kids? If necessary. Haku met his eyes. Wouldn't you do the same if you had someone precious to you? Naruto thought about it. In his fragmented memories of being Toji, there had been someone, a son, a child he'd sold for gambling money and then regretted for the rest of his life. I don't have anyone precious to me, Naruto said finally, so I wouldn't know. That's sad. It's efficient. Caring about people makes you weak. Does it? Haku's smile was melancholy. Or does it give you strength? Zabuza is strong because I support him. I'm strong because he gave me purpose. Together, we're stronger than we are apart. Sounds like a weakness to me. What happens when one of you dies? The other falls apart. Then we'll die together. Naruto studied him. You're serious. Completely. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Haku laughed, the sound genuine and warm. Perhaps, but it's my truth. He turned to leave. We'll meet again soon, Naruto Uzumaki. When we do, I'll be your enemy. I'll try to kill you and your teammates. I hope you're ready. I'm always ready, Naruto said. But thanks for the heads up, I guess. Haku vanished into an ice mirror, leaving Naruto alone at the construction site. 3 days passed. Kakashi trained Sasuke and Sakura in chakra control. They progressed quickly. Sakura mastered tree walking in a single day, while Sasuke managed it by the end of day 2. Both of them moved on to water walking, standing on the ocean's surface through chakra alone. Naruto spent his time exploring the island, gambling with locals and losing spectacularly and testing the limits of his physical abilities. He discovered he could jump roughly 30 feet vertically from a standing position. His running speed topped out around 60 miles per hour in short bursts. His punches could dent steel. He also discovered that Inari had been following him. On the fourth day, Naruto turned a corner and grabbed the kid by his collar before he could hide. "You're terrible at stealth," Naruto said, lifting Inari off the ground. "I heard you from 3 streets away." "Put me down," Inari squirmed. Naruto set him down. "Why are you following me?" "I wanted to see if you're really strong," the boy admitted. "Mom said you fought Zabuza, that you made him retreat." "I didn't make him retreat. His partner faked his death to get him out of the fight. There's a difference." "But you weren't scared." "Why would I be scared? Zabuza's just a guy with a sword. I've got better weapons." Naruto pulled out the inverted spear of heaven from the inventory curse, letting Inari see the grotesque worm's mouth open and close. "See? This thing eats chakra-based attacks. Makes fighting ninja way easier." Inari's eyes went wide. What is that thing?" "A curse. I was born with it." Naruto stored the spear and started walking. "It's how I carry all my weapons." Inari hurried to keep up. "Are you really going to protect my grandpa?" "That's the mission." "But what if Gato sends more ninja? What if Zabuza comes back with his full strength? What if—" "Kid," Naruto interrupted. "Do you want to learn something useful? Yes? Stop worrying about what if. What if doesn't matter. What matters is what you do when bad stuff actually happens." Naruto stopped walking and crouched down to Inari's eye level. "Your stepdad died. That sucks. You couldn't do anything about it because you were a kid. But you're still a kid now, and you're still not doing anything about it. You're just crying and being angry." "I'm not crying." "You're crying on the inside. I can tell." Naruto poked Inari's chest. "If you want to protect your family, stop moping and start training. Learn to fight. Get strong. Then next time Gato's thugs show up, you can do something instead of hiding." "But I'm not a ninja." "Neither am I. I can't do ninjutsu, remember? But I'm still strong enough to beat Chunin. You don't need chakra to be dangerous. You just need to be willing to do what it takes." Inari's eyes were watering, but he wiped them furiously. "Will you teach me?" "No, why not?" "Because I'm lazy and you don't have money to pay me." Naruto stood up. "But I'll give you some free advice. Start running. Build your stamina. Do push-ups and sit-ups. Get your body strong. If you're still training when I come back someday, maybe I'll teach you something useful." "When you come back?" "This mission won't last forever. Eventually, we'll complete it and leave. But if you keep training, if you get strong enough, maybe you'll be worth teaching." It was a lie, mostly. Naruto had no intention of coming back to this miserable island, but sometimes lies were useful for motivation. Inari nodded, his small fists clenched. "I'll train, I'll get strong, and then I'll protect everyone." "Sure, kid, whatever you say." The attack came on the morning of the 5th day. Naruto was at the bridge with Tazuna, lounging against a support beam while the old man supervised construction. The workers were tense, glancing at the mist rolling in from the ocean. "Something's coming," one of them whispered. "Gato's ninja," another replied. "We should run." "If we run, we starve. If we stay, we might die. What choice do we have?" The mist thickened, now familiar hidden mist jutsu covering the bridge in a blanket of white. Workers scrambled back, tools clattering to the ground. Tazuna gripped his hammer like a weapon, knowing it would do nothing. Naruto stood up, stretched, and pulled Playful Cloud from the inventory curse. "Finally," he said. "I was getting bored." Zabuza's voice echoed from the mist. "Kakashi, I've come for a rematch!" "Kakashi-sensei isn't here," Naruto called back. "He's training the others. You get me instead." "Even better." Zabuza materialized from the fog, the executioner's blade resting on his shoulder. He looked healthier than before, fully recovered from Haku's false death state. "I wanted another shot at you anyway, kid." "Stop calling me kid, I killed a man." "You killed a Chunin, I've killed jonin. Plural. Want to make it one more?" Zabuza grinned. "Big talk. Let's see if you can back it up." Haku appeared beside him, wearing the Hunter Nin mask again. "Zabuza, I'll handle the others. You focus on Naruto." "There are no others," Naruto said. "It's just me and Tazuna. Everyone else is at the house." "Perfect." Zabuza raised the executioner's blade. "Means no interruptions." He moved, crossing the distance in a single bound, the massive sword coming down in an overhead chop. Naruto blocked with Playful Cloud. the three-section staff absorbing the impact and dispersing the force through its segmented structure. They separated, both warriors grinning. "You've got some skill with that staff," Zabuza observed. "You're not bad with the sword," Naruto replied. "Flatterer." They clashed again, steel meeting steel, with sharp cracks that echoed across the bridge. Zabuza's style was aggressive, using the executioner's blade's weight and reach to keep opponents at a distance. But Naruto's staff was flexible, able to bend and wrap around attacks. When Zabuza swung horizontally, Naruto ducked under it and struck at his legs. When Zabuza stabbed forward, Naruto parried to the side and countered with a thrust to his ribs. The fight was fast, brutal, neither side gaining a clear advantage. "You're better than last time," Zabuza admitted, deflecting a spinning strike. "I've been practicing. On rocks. They don't dodge well. I can tell." Haku was supposed to be handling the perimeter, keeping civilians from interfering. But Naruto could hear his heartbeat, could track his position as he moved through the mist. The Hunter 9 was circling, looking for an opening. "Your partner's about to attack," Naruto said casually. "What?" Zabuza's eyes widened. Ice mirrors materialized around them, forming a dome. Haku appeared in one of the reflective surfaces, moving between them at impossible speeds. "Demonic ice mirrors." Haku's voice echoed from everywhere. "An inescapable prison. You're trapped, Naruto Uzumaki." Finally, Naruto stored Playful Cloud and pulled out the inverted spear of heaven. "I wanted to try this." Senbon needles flew from every direction, moving faster than normal eyes could track. But Naruto could track them. He spun the spear in a defensive pattern, the blade cutting through each needle, the chakra composing them, dissipating on contact with the nullification effect. "How?" Haku's voice was shocked. "Those Senbon are solid ice." "Ice created and held together by chakra," Naruto explained, continuing to deflect. "Your jutsu forms the mirrors, animates them, lets you move between them, all chakra-based, and this spear nullifies chakra." He lashed out with the inverted spear, striking one of the mirrors. The ice shattered instantly, the chakra binding it unraveling. The entire dome destabilized, cracks spreading from the impact point. "Impossible," Haku whispered. Naruto grinned. "I really need to get that put on a headband." The mirrors collapsed, ice raining down. Haku stumbled out, no longer able to maintain the jutsu, and Naruto was on him in an instant. He grabbed Haku by the throat and lifted him off the ground. "You fight for Zabuza, right? Because he's precious to you?" Haku choked out a response. "Yes." "Then stay down. I don't want to kill you, but I will if you keep getting in my way." He threw Haku aside. The Hunter 9 hit the bridge hard and didn't get up. Zabuza roared with rage. "You hurt Haku." "I could have killed him," Naruto pointed out. "Be grateful I didn't." Zabuza created a massive water dragon, the jutsu forming from the ocean below. The dragon roared, its body made of swirling water, and lunged at Naruto with jaws wide enough to swallow him whole. Naruto drove the inverted spear into the dragon's head. The chakra composing it unraveled instantly, the water losing cohesion and splashing harmlessly across the bridge. "Stop using jutsu," Naruto said. "They don't work on me." "Then I'll kill you with pure skill." Zabuza charged, the executioner's blade raised. They fought across the bridge, moving too fast for the watching civilians to follow. Zabuza was desperate now, fighting not for money or pride, but for Haku. Every swing of his blade carried lethal intent, but Naruto was faster, stronger, and unlike Zabuza, he wasn't emotionally compromised. He found an opening. Zabuza overextended on a downward slash and struck. The inverted spear pierced Zabuza's shoulder, the nullification effect disrupting the chakra flow in his arm. The executioner's blade fell from nerveless fingers. Naruto kicked Zabuza's legs out from under him, driving the missing nin to his knees. He held the inverted spear against Zabuza's throat. "Yield," Naruto said quietly. Zabuza laughed, blood bubbling at his lips. "Never. Kill me or don't, but I won't surrender." Stubborn. Proud. They stared at each other. Then Naruto sighed and lowered the spear. "I'm not going to kill you," he said. "Not because you don't deserve it. You probably do. But because your partner cares about you, and killing you would destroy him. And I'm not interested in creating more orphans." He stepped back, letting Zabuza slump forward. Haku had recovered enough to crawl over. He pulled Zabuza's head into his lap, tears streaming down his face behind the mask. "Zabuza," Haku whispered, "please don't die." "I'm not dying, you idiot," Zabuza rasped. Just beaten by a kid again. He looked up at Naruto. You're one hell of a fighter. If things were different, I'd recruit you. I don't join organizations, bad for my bottom line. Smart, Zabuza coughed, more blood. Haku, get us out of here. I can't. I don't have enough chakra left for... A slow clapping interrupted them. Everyone turned to see a short, fat man in an expensive suit walking onto the bridge, surrounded by dozens of thugs with swords and axes. Gato. Well, the businessman said, his voice high-pitched and grating. This is unexpected. Zabuza Momochi, the demon of the hidden mist, beaten by a child. How embarrassing. Zabuza's eyes narrowed. Gato, what are you doing here? Coming to clean up loose ends, Gato said cheerfully. He gestured to his thugs. You see, I never intended to pay you. You were always going to die after completing the job. But since you failed so spectacularly, I'll just kill you now and save myself the trouble. You're betraying us? Haku's voice was small with shock. Betraying implies I was ever on your side, Gato said. You were tools. Expensive tools, yes, but tools nonetheless, and broken tools get discarded. His thugs laughed and moved forward, surrounding Zabuza and Haku. Naruto looked at the incoming thugs, then at Zabuza and Haku, then at Tazuna, who was still hiding behind a support beam. Well, Naruto said, this just got interesting. He stored the inverted spear and pulled out the chain of 1,000 miles. The chain uncoiled from the inventory curse, stretching impossibly long. Tazuna, Naruto called, how much money does Gato have? What? The old man peeked out from behind the beam. I don't know. Millions? Why? Because I'm about to commit several murders, and I want to make sure there's enough money to make it worth my time. Gato's face went pale. You wouldn't dare. I have dozens of men. You're just one child. Yeah, Naruto agreed. He swung the chain in a wide arc, the weighted end whistling through the air. But I'm a really dangerous child. The first thug to reach him lost his head. The chain wrapped around his neck and Naruto yanked, the force decapitating him instantly. Blood sprayed across the bridge. The other thugs hesitated. Anyone else? Naruto asked pleasantly. No? Okay. He moved through them like a harvester through wheat. The chain of 1,000 miles became a whirlwind of death, wrapping around limbs and pulling them off, crushing windpipes, smashing skulls. Naruto didn't use fancy techniques or creative tactics. He just killed efficiently and brutally. In under 2 minutes, every single one of Gato's thugs was dead or dying. Gato stood alone in a pool of blood, trembling so hard his expensive suit rustled. Please, he whimpered. I'll pay you. Anything you want. Just let me live. Naruto walked over, chain still coiled around his arm. How much money do you have? Everything. All of it. 10 million ryo in my mansion. Take it all. 10 million? Naruto's eyes lit up. Really? Yes! Just please! Naruto wrapped the chain around Gato's neck and pulled. There was a wet snap, and Gato's head rolled to the side at an unnatural angle. Should have led with that, Naruto said, releasing the body. It crumpled to the ground. He turned to see his entire team standing at the bridge entrance. Kakashi had his Sharingan active, staring in shock. Sakura looked ready to vomit. Sasuke's expression was unreadable. Tazuna had passed out. Hey guys, Naruto said cheerfully. You're just in time. I think I know where Gato keeps his money. Gato's mansion was exactly as opulent as expected. Gold fixtures, expensive art, rooms full of wealth stolen from the people of Wave. Naruto tore through it methodically, finding the vault in a hidden basement room. 10 million ryo in cash, just like Gato had said. We're splitting this 5 ways, Kakashi said, staring at the money. Equal shares. 5? Naruto counted. You, me, Sasuke, Sakura. That's 4. Tazuna gets a share. This was his mission. Fine. 2 million each. Naruto started grabbing stacks of bills. I can work with that. Naruto, Kakashi said slowly. You just killed over 30 people. Yeah? And you don't seem bothered by it. Should I be? They were trying to kill us. It was self-defense. They were thugs with farming equipment. You have superhuman abilities. It was a massacre. Naruto looked at him. Would you have preferred I let them kill Zabuza and Haku? Or should I have tried to arrest them? We're ninja, sensei. We kill people. That's the job. You're 12 years old. I'm Toji's reincarnation, Naruto said quietly. I've got memories of killing dozens of people, of being killed myself, of dying alone and unmourned. This life is my second chance. I'm not wasting it by pretending to be something I'm not. Kakashi was silent for a long time. Then he nodded slowly. All right, But we're having a psychological evaluation when we get back to the village. Fine by me. They divided the money. 2 million Rio each for the team members, with Tazuna's share set aside to fund the bridge's completion. It was enough money to transform the land of waves from a poverty-stricken island to a thriving community. Zabuza and Haku had disappeared during the looting, vanishing into the mist while everyone was distracted. Naruto didn't chase them. They'd been beaten, humiliated, and left alive. That was message enough. The bridge was completed 1 week later. Tazuna insisted on naming it the Great Naruto Bridge, which Naruto found embarrassing but couldn't convince the old man to change. "You saved us," Tazuna said, tears in his eyes. "You saved our entire island. This bridge will stand as a monument to your courage." "I did it for money," Naruto reminded him. "You did it because you're a hero. I'm really not." But the name stuck. The Great Naruto Bridge, the first permanent structure named after him. It was weird. Inari cried when they left, promising to train every day to get strong enough that next time they met, he'd be worth teaching. Naruto gave him a thumbs up and told him not to die before then. The trip back to Konoha was uneventful. No ambushes, no fights, just a long walk through the countryside while Kakashi read his book and Sasuke brooded and Sakura tried to make conversation that nobody responded to. Naruto counted his money and planned how to spend it. 2 million Rio was enough to live comfortably for years if he was smart about it. Or he could gamble it all and either get rich or go broke. He'd figure it out later. The mission report meeting with the Hokage was tense. Hiruzen read through Kakashi's detailed account of the wave mission, his expression growing more concerned with each page. "Zabuza Momochi," the Hokage said, "Haku of the Ice Release, Gado's criminal empire, and you, Naruto, personally killed 37 men in combat. 38 if you count Gado," Naruto corrected. "But he was more of an execution than combat. And you're not troubled by this? Should I be? They were enemies. This is what ninja do, right? We complete missions and eliminate threats." Hiruzen set down the report and steepled his fingers. "Naruto, I want you to understand something. Killing is part of a ninja's duties, yes, but taking pleasure in it or treating it carelessly can lead down a dark path." "I don't take pleasure in it," Naruto said. "It's just a job, like catching cats, but with better pay." "That's not," Hiruzen sighed. "Never mind. The mission is classified as an A rank due to the combat with jonin level opponents. Team 7 will receive appropriate compensation in addition to the money you acquired from Gado's estate." "So we're not in trouble for looting?" "The money was obtained from a confirmed criminal engaged in illegal activities in a foreign territory. There's no legal framework that forbids you from claiming it as spoils of war." Hiruzen's eyes twinkled slightly. "Congratulations on your first major windfall, Naruto. Does this mean we don't have to do D-rank missions anymore?" "It means you've proven yourselves capable of higher-ranked assignments. Whether you continue to receive them depends on your performance and availability." Naruto grinned. "So yes, so maybe." After the meeting, Team 7 was dismissed. Sakura went home to her parents. Sasuke went to the Uchiha compound to brood in solitude. Kakashi went to the memorial stone to pay respects to his dead friends. Naruto went to Ichiraku Ramen. "Naruto." Tucci, the owner, greeted him with a warm smile. "Haven't seen you in weeks. Where have you been?" "Mission," Naruto said, taking his usual seat. "Made some money. I'll take 10 bowls of miso extra pork." 10? Someone's celebrating. Ayame, Tochi's daughter, brought out the first bowl. "We heard you graduated from the academy. Congratulations." "Thanks." Naruto dug in, savoring the familiar taste. This was better than all the expensive food in Gado's mansion. This was home. He was halfway through bowl number 6 when someone sat down next to him. Naruto glanced over to see Hinata Hyuga, her face flushed red, her fingers pressed together nervously. "And Naruto-kun," she stammered, "could I talk to you?" "You're doing it right now?" Naruto said around a mouthful of noodles. "I mean, privately? What's this about?" "I wanted to ask if you'd like to train together sometime." Naruto set down his chopsticks and looked at her properly. Hinata Hyuga, heiress to the Hyuga clan, possessor of the Byakugan, supposedly one of the most powerful bloodlines in Konoha. She was shy, soft-spoken, and had apparently been watching him for years, according to the gossip Naruto occasionally overheard. "Why?" he asked bluntly. "Because you're You're strong, and I want to be strong too, and I thought maybe if we trained together. Hinata, I can't teach you anything. I don't use chakra. I can't help with your gentle fist style or your byakugan. I know, but maybe you could teach me your taijutsu, the way you move without chakra? It's not taijutsu, it's just hitting things really hard. Still, I think I could learn from you. Naruto studied her. She was genuine, he could tell. No ulterior motives, no hidden agenda. She honestly wanted to get stronger. Fine, he said, but I'm not a good teacher, and I charge by the hour. Her face lit up like the sun. Really? Thank you, Naruto-kun. I'll pay whatever you ask. When can we start? Tomorrow. Training ground 3, 6 a.m. Bring money. I will. Thank you. She bowed so deeply she nearly fell over, then ran out of the restaurant. Toji chuckled. You've got a fan there. I've got a client, Naruto corrected. There's a difference. But as he returned to his ramen, he couldn't help feeling that life was getting more complicated. And that was before the Chunin exams. The announcement came 1 month later. The Chunin exams would be held in Konoha, with jonin teams from across the 5 nations participating. It was an opportunity for young ninja to prove themselves, to earn promotions, to gain recognition. Kakashi gathered Team 7 in Training Ground 7 to break the news. I'm recommending you 3 for the exams, he said, holding up 3 application forms. You're not required to participate, but I think you're ready. Ready to fight Chunin from other villages? Sakura's voice was uncertain. I don't know if I'm. You are, Kakashi interrupted. You have excellent chakra control and medical knowledge. You'll do fine. When are the exams? Sasuke asked. 1 week. First test is written. Second test is survival in the forest of death. Third test is tournament-style combat. Kakashi looked at Naruto. Think you can handle it? Naruto grinned. Are there cash prizes? For the winners, yes. Then I'm in. The week passed quickly. Naruto spent his time gambling and losing, training with Hinata, who was surprisingly determined for someone so shy, and preparing his arsenal of cursed tools. The first test was held in the academy classroom. Naruto walked in to find dozens of jonin from different villages, sand, sound, rain, even some from smaller nations he didn't recognize. The proctor, a scarred chunin named Ibiki Morino, explained the rules. This is an information gathering test, Ibiki said. There are 10 questions. You start with 10 points. Each wrong answer costs you 2 points. If you lose all your points, your entire team fails. It was a test of cheating, obviously. The questions were too advanced for jonin to answer honestly. You were supposed to steal answers from planted chunin in the room using whatever method you could without getting caught. Naruto looked at the first question. Explain the trajectory calculation for a kunai thrown at a 45-degree angle, accounting for wind resistance and target movement. He had no idea. He also didn't care. He left his paper blank and took a nap. When the test ended, Ibiki revealed the 10th question, a psychological challenge about whether to risk everything or give up safely. Naruto had slept through it, but apparently his team passed because neither Sasuke nor Sakura gave up. The second test was more interesting. The Forest of Death, a 44 training ground filled with deadly wildlife and even deadlier jonin teams. Each team received either a heaven scroll or an earth scroll. The goal was to collect both types and reach the tower in the center within 5 days. Team 7 received an earth scroll. All right, Kakashi said before they entered. Stay together, avoid unnecessary fights, and focus on reaching the tower. Understood? Sure, Naruto lied. They entered the forest. Immediately, Naruto split off from the group. Naruto, Sakura hissed. We're supposed to stay together. You two stay together, Naruto called back. I'm going hunting. Hunting for what? Heaven scrolls, and whoever has them. He vanished into the trees before they could argue. The Forest of Death was massive, dense with vegetation and crawling with predators both animal and human. Naruto moved through it silently, his enhanced senses tracking the various teams scattered throughout. He found his first targets within an hour. A team from Rain. 3 jonin huddled around a heaven scroll, planning their route to the tower. Naruto dropped from the trees and knocked out all 3 with precise strikes to the back of their heads before they could react. He took their scroll, their weapons, and left them tied to a tree. Sorry, he said as he left, but I need that scroll more than you do. The second team was from Grass. They put up more of a fight, using Earth-style jutsu to create barriers and traps. Naruto pulled out the inverted spear of heaven and nullified every jutsu they threw at him, then beat them unconscious with playful cloud. 2 heaven scrolls now. The third team was more interesting. They were from Sound, and they weren't alone. Orochimaru, one of the legendary Sannin and a missing nin from Konoha, was with them. Naruto watched from the shadows as Orochimaru talked to Sasuke Uchiha, who'd apparently encountered the Sannin separately. The snake-like man was offering Sasuke power, tempting him with promises of strength enough to defeat his brother. Sasuke looked tempted. Sakura looked terrified. Naruto sighed and dropped from the trees. "You know," he said conversationally, "when Kakashi-sensei said to avoid unnecessary fights, I'm pretty sure he meant ones with S-rank missing nin." Orochimaru turned to face him, and those golden eyes narrowed with interest. "And who might you be?" "Naruto Uzumaki, currently in the market for a heaven scroll. You wouldn't happen to have one, would you?" "Fascinating." Orochimaru's tongue flicked out, tasting the air. "I can't sense any chakra from you, not a drop. Yet you move like a predator. What are you? Broke, bored, dangerous. Pick one." Orochimaru's smile was terrifying. "I think I'll pick curious." He launched forward, moving with speed that would make most jonin weep. His hand transformed mid-motion, fingers extending into blades. The sword of Kusanagi, a legendary weapon, emerged from his mouth like a grotesque magic trick. Naruto pulled out the split-soul katana and parried the blade. The 2 weapons met with a shriek of metal on metal. "Interesting weapon," Orochimaru hissed. "What is it?" "Something that cuts souls," Naruto said. "Want to find out firsthand?" He pressed the attack, his speed matching Orochimaru's, his strength forcing the Sannin to actually try. The split-soul katana carved through the air in precise strikes, each one aimed at vital points. Orochimaru summoned giant snakes. Naruto cut through them, the blades severing their souls and causing them to dissolve into smoke. Orochimaru used genjutsu. Naruto didn't even notice, having no chakra for the illusions to affect. "This is impossible," Orochimaru muttered, blocking another strike. "You're a jonin. You shouldn't be able to." Naruto switched weapons mid-swing, storing the katana and pulling out the inverted spear of heaven. He drove it into Orochimaru's chest. The Sannin's body convulsed as the chakra-nullifying effect spread through him. All active jutsu stopped. The transformation techniques maintaining his disguise failed. His chakra network seized up. "What?" Orochimaru gasped. "What did you do?" "Canceled your chakra," Naruto explained. "That's what this spear does. Nullifies chakra-based effects, including whatever body modification jutsu you've got running." He withdrew the spear and kicked Orochimaru away. The Sannin rolled and came up in a defensive crouch, coughing blood. You're definitely not a normal jonin," Orochimaru said. "I want you. Join me, Naruto Uzumaki. I can give you power beyond imagination." "You can't even give me chakra," Naruto pointed out. "What power could you possibly offer?" "Knowledge, resources, freedom from Konoha's oppressive system." "Pass. I like getting paid, and Konoha pays regularly." Orochimaru's eyes flashed with anger. "Then you'll die here." "Doubtful." They fought for another 30 seconds, Orochimaru using every trick in his considerable arsenal, Naruto nullifying or dodging everything thrown at him. Finally, Orochimaru created an opening with a substitution jutsu and retreated, vanishing into the forest. Naruto let him go. Fighting an S-rank ninja to the death wasn't smart when you didn't have to. He turned to find Sasuke and Sakura staring at him. "You just fought Orochimaru the Sannin," Sasuke said slowly, "and won." "I fought him to a draw," Naruto corrected. "He retreated. There's a difference." "You stabbed him with a spear that cancels chakra." "Yeah, that was cool, right?" Sakura found her voice. "Naruto, what are you?" He'd been getting that question a lot lately. "I'm a weapon," Naruto said, the same answer he'd given Iruka months ago. "Same as you, I'm just a different type." They reached the tower 3 days early, having collected more than enough scrolls. The waiting period was boring, filled with other teams trickling in and nervous conversations about the upcoming tournament. When all the teams were gathered, the Hokage himself appeared to address them. "Congratulations on passing the second exam," Hiruzen said. "However, we have too many participants for the final round. Therefore, we're holding preliminary matches to reduce the number. You'll fight one-on-one single elimination. Winners proceed to the finals in 1 month. The matchups were displayed on a board. Random pairings between participants, Naruto Uzumaki versus Kiba Inuzuka. Naruto grinned. This would be fun. Kiba strutted into the arena, Akamaru perched on his head, confidence radiating from every pore. Finally, I get to shut you up, dead last. Naruto stood on the opposite side, hands in his pockets, looking bored. You sure about that? Damn right. You might have gotten lucky against some sound ninja, but you don't have chakra. You can't beat a real ninja like me. The proctor, Hayate Gecko, raised his hand. Begin. Kiba immediately activated his clan techniques, Akamaru transforming into a copy of his master. Fang over fang! Both Kiba and Akamaru began spinning like drills, tearing toward Naruto from different angles. The technique was fast, powerful, designed to shred opponents before they could react. Naruto waited until they were within 5 feet, then sidestepped. Both spinning forms missed him completely, crashed into each other, and tumbled across the arena floor in a tangle of limbs and fur. The crowd went silent. Naruto walked over, grabbed Kiba by his jacket, and backhanded him. The impact sent Kiba flying into the arena wall. Where he crumpled and didn't move, Akamaru whimpered and ran to his master's side. Winner, Naruto Uzumaki, Hayate announced. The crowd erupted in confused noise. Kiba's match had lasted maybe 10 seconds. Most people hadn't even seen what happened. Naruto returned to the viewing area where Sasuke was waiting. That was pathetic, the Uchiha said. He was all speed, no technique, Naruto replied. Once you remove the speed advantage, he's just a kid with a dog. Could you beat me that easily? Probably not. You've got better instincts. Sasuke's eyes narrowed, but he didn't respond. The other matches proceeded. Sasuke beat some sound ninja. Sakura lost to Ino in a drawn-out catfight. Rock Lee, a jonin from Team Guy, demonstrated incredible taijutsu against some sand ninja named Gaara, but ultimately lost when Gaara's sand defense proved impenetrable. Then came Neji Hyuga versus Hinata Hyuga. Naruto had been training with Hinata for weeks now. He'd seen her improvement, watched her confidence grow slowly. She was still shy, still hesitant, but she'd gotten stronger. Against Neji, none of that mattered. The match was brutal. Neji dismantled her systematically, hitting every chakra point with the gentle fist, mocking her for being weak, for being a failure, for thinking she could ever overcome her fate as the weak branch of the main family. When Hinata refused to give up, Neji struck her in the heart with a chakra-infused palm strike. She collapsed, blood trickling from her mouth. The medics rushed in, but Naruto had already moved. He appeared next to Hinata faster than anyone could track, checking her pulse, her breathing. She's alive, he announced, barely. Get her to the hospital now. As the medics carried her away, Naruto turned to Neji. The Hyuga prodigy stood in the arena, arms crossed, looking smug. She was too weak to be a ninja, Neji said loudly. That is her fate, just as it's your fate to lose in the finals. My fate? Naruto's voice was cold. You believe in fate? I believe in destiny, in the natural order. You cannot change what you are born as. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Neji's Byakugan activated. Say that again. I said it's dumb. You think being born into a powerful clan makes you special? You think having the Byakugan means you're destined to win? Naruto's grin was sharp. I was born with 0 chakra. By your logic, I should be dead, but I'm not. Know why? Enlighten me. Because I made my own fate. I got strong through effort, not bloodlines. And in the finals, I'm going to beat you so badly that you'll question every belief you've ever had. The crowd went silent again. A jonin, openly challenging a Hyuga prodigy. It was unthinkable. Neji's expression didn't change. We'll see. The month between preliminaries and finals passed in a blur of training. Kakashi worked with Sasuke on a new technique. Sakura trained with Ino's team under Asuma. Naruto continued training with Hinata once she recovered from the hospital. The medics had said it was a miracle she survived. Neji's strike should have killed her. But she was tougher than she looked. I want to learn your fighting style, Hinata said during one training session. The way you move, the way you hit. Can you teach me? I told you, it's not a style. It's just hitting things. Then teach me how to hit things. So he did. They started with basic strength training, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, carrying heavy weights. Hinata struggled at first, her body not used to pure physical conditioning, but she pushed through, determined to improve. Why do you want to get stronger? Naruto asked one day, watching her struggle through another set of push-ups. Because I'm tired of being weak, she gasped. Tired of everyone looking at me with pity. Tired of Neji being right about me. Neji's not right about anything. He's just an asshole with a superiority complex. But he is stronger than me. His Byakugan is better. His technique is better. Stop comparing yourself to him, Naruto interrupted. You're never going to beat Neji by being a better Neji. You need to be a better you. She looked up at him, sweat dripping down her face. How? By figuring out what you're good at and exploiting it. Neji's good at seeing chakra and hitting pressure points. You're good at what? Hinata thought about it. I don't know. Then we'll figure it out together. They spent the rest of the month doing exactly that. Naruto pushed her harder than any instructor she'd ever had, forced her to try things outside her comfort zone, made her fight without relying on the Byakugan or the gentle fist. By the time the finals arrived, Hinata had improved dramatically. She still wasn't going to beat Neji. That gap was too wide to close in 1 month. But she was stronger, faster, more confident. She'd found her own path. The finals were held in a massive stadium filled with civilians, ninja, and dignitaries from across the nations. The Hokage sat in a special box with the Kazekage, the leader of Sand Village. Naruto stood in the arena, facing Neji Hyuga across 20 meters of open ground. The proctor, Jinma Shiranui, a special jonin with a senbon in his mouth, raised his hand. Ready? Begin. Neji activated his Byakugan immediately, veins bulging around his eyes as he examined Naruto's body. Then he froze. What? Neji's voice was barely a whisper. What are you? I'm Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto said. We've been over this. No, I mean your chakra network. There's nothing there. No chakra pathways, no tenketsu points, no energy flow. Neji's voice rose. You're a void. How is that possible? I was born this way. Now are we fighting or not? Neji recovered his composure, falling into the gentle fist stance. It doesn't matter. Even without chakra to seal, I can still strike your organs directly. My Byakugan shows me every vital point in your body. Cool. Try it. Neji moved, his speed impressive for a genin, his strikes precise and controlled. 8 trigrams, 64 palms. He struck. 2 palms hit Naruto's chest, 4 more hit his arms, 8 hit his torso, 16 hit across his whole body. 32, 64, each strike hitting exactly where Neji intended. When the technique finished, Neji stepped back, confident in his victory. Naruto stood there, completely unaffected. Are you done massaging me? The crowd gasped. Neji's face went pale. Why? Neji's hands were shaking. Why aren't you sealed? Why aren't you paralyzed? I told you, Naruto said patiently. I don't have chakra to seal, and my body is way more durable than normal because of it. Your gentle fist doesn't work on me. That's impossible. The gentle fist is absolute. It can defeat any opponent. Not me. Neji roared and charged again, this time using the 8 trigrams, revolving heaven. A defensive technique that created a sphere of spinning chakra. Naruto pulled out the inverted spear of heaven and stabbed it into the sphere. The chakra composing it unraveled instantly, and Neji stumbled out of the broken technique. Your jutsu don't work, Naruto said. Your taijutsu doesn't work. What else have you got? Neji backed away, terror creeping in his expression for the first time in his life. The prodigy of the Hyuga clan, the genius who believed in fate, was realizing that he was completely outmatched. This isn't fair, Neji whispered. Life's not fair, Naruto agreed. You're born with advantages or disadvantages. The Byakugan, the main family seal, the branch family curse. All of that is just circumstance of birth. What matters is what you do with it. He stored the spear and walked toward Neji. You think fate determines everything? You think being born into the branch family means you're destined to serve? That's a choice, Neji. You chose to be bitter. You chose to hate Hinata for being main family. You chose to give up on changing your circumstances. I can't change them. The main family controls everything. Then overthrow them, or leave, or find a different path. Naruto grabbed Neji by the collar, but don't blame fate for choices you're too scared to make. He headbutted Neji, the impact echoing across the stadium. The Hyuga prodigy's eyes rolled back and he collapsed unconscious. Winner, Naruto Uzumaki, Genma announced. The crowd erupted in cheers. In the viewing box, Hiruzen smiled, while the Kazekage's expression remained unreadable behind his wide-brimmed hat. Naruto walked off the arena floor, ignoring the noise, and found Hinata waiting for him. "You were amazing," she said, her face red. "Thanks. You would have done the same if you'd fought him instead." "I don't think so, but maybe someday." That's the spirit. The other matches proceeded. Sasuke fought Gaara, and the match ended when Gaara's sand went berserk, forcing the proctors to intervene. Shikamaru fought some sound kunoichi and won through clever tactics before immediately forfeiting his next match out of laziness. The finals came down to Naruto versus Sasuke. The two of them stood across from each other in the arena, the crowd roaring in anticipation. The dead last versus the Uchiha prodigy. The boy with no chakra versus the last loyal member of Konoha's most powerful clan. "Don't hold back," Sasuke said, his Sharingan already active. "Wasn't planning on it," Naruto replied. Genma raised his hand. "Begin!" Sasuke immediately created a dozen shadow clones, all of them converging on Naruto from different angles. It was a tactic designed to overwhelm through numbers. Naruto pulled out Playful Cloud and spun it in a wide arc, destroying every clone in a single sweep. He closed the distance to the real Sasuke and swung. Sasuke blocked with a kunai, but the force of the impact sent him skidding backward. "You're stronger than last time we fought." "You're predictable," Naruto countered. They exchanged blows across the arena, Sasuke using every jutsu he knew, fire style, basic elemental techniques, enhanced taijutsu from the Sharingan's predictive abilities. Naruto nullified or dodged everything, his raw physical superiority overwhelming Sasuke's technical skill. "Chidori!" Sasuke's hand crackled with lightning, Kakashi's signature technique adapted for his use. He charged forward, aiming for Naruto's heart. Naruto pulled out the inverted spear of heaven and drove it into Sasuke's shoulder. The Chidori dissipated instantly, the chakra composing it unraveling. Sasuke stumbled, his arm hanging uselessly, and Naruto kicked his legs out from under him. "Yield," Naruto said, the spear at Sasuke's throat. "Never." Sasuke's eyes were filled with rage and humiliation. "I can't lose to you. I need power. I need to kill Itachi. What you need is therapy," Naruto interrupted, "and maybe some ramen, but right now you need to yield before I accidentally kill you." "I won't." Naruto pressed the spear slightly harder against Sasuke's neck. A thin line of blood appeared. "Yield." Sasuke's eyes met his, and for a moment, genuine fear flickered across the Uchiha's face. Then, barely a whisper, "I yield." Naruto withdrew the spear and helped Sasuke to his feet. The crowd was silent, shocked that the legendary Uchiha had been defeated so decisively. Winner and Chunin exam champion Naruto Uzumaki, Genma announced. The stadium erupted in noise. Some cheered, some booed, some simply stared in disbelief. Naruto didn't care about any of it. He walked off the arena floor, collected his prize money, 50,000 ryo for winning, and headed for Ichiraku. He'd earned some ramen. The celebration was interrupted by an explosion. Naruto was on his fourth bowl when the sky turned dark with genjutsu. Feathers fell from above, a sleep technique meant to incapacitate the civilian population. It didn't affect Naruto, of course. No chakra meant no genjutsu, but it affected most of the crowd, who slumped in their seats unconscious. Sound Ninja appeared from nowhere, attacking Konoha forces. Sand Ninja joined them, revealed as traitors. The invasion had begun. In the Hokage's box, the Kazekage threw off his disguise to reveal Orochimaru beneath. The Sannin had infiltrated the exams and now held a kunai to Hiruzen's throat. "This village ends today," Orochimaru hissed. Naruto watched from the ramen stand, bowl still in hand. "Well, this is inconvenient." Tochi and Ayame had fallen asleep from the genjutsu. Other civilians were passed out all around him. Sound Ninja were running through the streets, attacking anyone still conscious. Naruto sighed, set down his bowl, and pulled out the split soul katana. "Guess I'm working overtime." He stepped into the street and got to work. The first Sound Ninja he encountered tried to hit him with a sonic jutsu. Naruto cut through the sound waves, literally, the sword severing the chakra composing them, and then cut through the ninja's torso. The second group tried to surround him. He used the chain of 1,000 miles to bind them all together, then slammed them into a building hard enough to collapse the wall. The third group saw him coming and ran, smart. Naruto made his way through the village, cutting down invaders and helping civilians evacuate. He wasn't a hero. He didn't care about protecting Konoha out of some sense of duty. But these were people he knew, businesses he frequented, and he didn't want them destroyed. Plus, if the village fell, who would pay him for missions? He found Kakashi fighting a group of jonin-level sound ninja near the academy. The copy ninja was holding his own but looked strained. "Need help?" Naruto called. "No." Kakashi decapitated one opponent with a lightning blade. "Get to the Hokage! Orochimaru's going to kill him." "Where?" "The roof of the arena. Go." Naruto ran, his enhanced speed carrying him across the village in minutes. He reached the stadium to find a purple barrier surrounding the roof, a four flames formation. A high-level barrier jutsu maintained by 4 sound jonin at the corners. Naruto approached the nearest corner and stabbed the inverted spear of heaven into the barrier. The chakra composing it unraveled, the entire formation collapsing. The 4 sound jonin stared in shock. "That's impossible. That barrier was." Naruto didn't let them finish. He killed all 4 in under 10 seconds, the split soul katana cutting through their souls before their bodies even registered the damage. He climbed onto the roof to find Hiruzen locked in combat with Orochimaru. The Hokage looked old, tired, but he was fighting with the skill that had earned him the title of Professor. Orochimaru had summoned the previous Hokages, the first and second, reanimated through forbidden jutsu and forced to fight their successor. "Naruto?" Hiruzen called out. "Stay back! This is beyond your..." Naruto appeared next to the first Hokage and drove the inverted spear through his chest. The reanimation jutsu unraveled, the body collapsing into dust. He did the same to the second Hokage. Both legendary shinobi, reduced to nothing in moments. Orochimaru's face twisted with rage. "You! How dare you interfere with..." "Shut up!" Naruto said. He turned to Hiruzen. "You good, old man?" I'm fine." The Hokage was breathing hard. "Naruto, how did you..." "My spear nullifies chakra-based techniques. Reanimation jutsu counts." Naruto looked at Orochimaru. "Want to give up now? Or should I stab you again?" The Sannin snarled and summoned a giant 3-headed snake. The creature roared, its mouths opening to devour everything in range. Naruto jumped onto its center head and drove the split soul katana into its brain. The snake's soul separated from its body, and the summon dissolved instantly. "Your summons don't work," Naruto said, landing in front of Orochimaru. "Your jutsu don't work. You can't beat me. So either retreat or die here." For a long moment, Orochimaru just stared. Then he started to laugh, the sound high and mad. "You're right," the Sannin said. "I can't beat you, not like this." He formed hand seals, but this invasion was never about killing you. It was about weakening Konoha. He vanished in a swirl of snakes, retreating. Naruto didn't chase him. The invasion was still happening, and there were more important things to do, like making sure the Hokage didn't die. "Are you really okay?" Naruto asked, turning to Hiruzen. The old man smiled, despite the blood trickling from several wounds. "I've been better, but I'll survive thanks to you." "Don't thank me yet. We've still got an invasion to stop." Together, they jumped down from the roof and joined the battle. Hiruzen rallied the Konoha forces, his presence inspiring jonin and chunin alike. Naruto cut through enemy forces like a scythe through wheat, his cursed tools making him nearly unstoppable against chakra-using opponents. By the time the sun set, the invasion had been repelled. Sound and sand forces retreated, leaving behind hundreds of dead and a village in ruins. But Konoha stood, and the third Hokage still lived. The aftermath of the invasion was chaos. Wounded were treated in overcrowded hospitals. Civilians mourned their dead. Ninja counted their losses and reinforced defenses against potential follow-up attacks. In the Hokage's office, Team 7 stood before Hiruzen's desk. "The invasion is over," the Hokage said. "Sound has retreated. Sand has sued for peace, claiming their Kazekage was murdered and replaced by Orochimaru months ago. We've begun negotiations for reparations." "So we won?" Sakura asked. "We survived," Hiruzen corrected. "That's not quite the same thing." "What about the Chunin exams?" Sasuke's voice was tight. "Do the results still count?" "They do. Congratulations, Naruto. You're now officially a Chunin." Naruto blinked. "Really? That's it? No extra test or..." "You killed dozens of enemy ninja during the invasion, including 4 jonin holding a barrier formation, and you saved my life. I think that more than qualifies you for promotion." "Huh, cool. What about us?" Sakura asked. "Do we get promoted too?" "No," Hiruzen said. "You didn't perform at the same level, but you fought well during the invasion, and I've noted it in your records. Continue improving, and promotions will come. After the meeting, Team 7 dispersed. Sakura went to help at the hospital. Sasuke went to brood about losing the finals. Kakashi went to file reports. Naruto went to check on Hinata. He found her in the hospital, her wounds from Neji's attack mostly healed. She was sitting up in bed, looking out the window at the damaged village. "Hey," Naruto said, knocking on the door frame. She turned and smiled. "Naruto-kun, I heard you won the finals. Congratulations." "Thanks. How are you feeling?" "Better. The doctors say I can leave tomorrow." Her smile faded slightly. "I heard about the invasion. You fought, didn't you?" "A bit." "Were you scared?" Naruto thought about it. "No. Should I have been?" "I don't know. I would have been scared." "That's because you're smart enough to recognize danger. I'm just too stubborn to care." She laughed, the sound light and genuine. "Thank you for training with me, for teaching me, for believing I could get stronger. You did get stronger. You just need to keep at it." "Will we still train together, even though the exams are over?" "If you're still paying, sure. I'll pay double." That's the spirit. They talked for a while longer, about nothing important. About the village, about training, about the future. It was nice, comfortable. When Naruto finally left, he felt something unfamiliar in his chest. Not quite happiness, but close to it. Maybe having someone precious wasn't such a weakness after all. 1 month later, rumors reached Konoha of Sasuke's defection. Team 7 had been sent on a routine mission when Sasuke encountered a group of sound ninja led by someone named Kimimaro. They'd offered him power, promised him strength enough to defeat Itachi if he joined Orochimaru. Sasuke had agreed. Naruto was eating ramen when Sakura burst into Ichiraku, tears streaming down her face. "Naruto," she gasped. "Sasuke's gone. He's leaving the village to join Orochimaru. We have to stop him." Naruto set down his chopsticks. "Why?" "What do you mean, why? He's our teammate. He made a choice," Naruto interrupted. "A stupid choice, but his choice. Why should I risk my life stopping him?" "Because he's our friend." "He's not my friend. He's a guy I work with who's obsessed with revenge and thinks everyone else is beneath him." Naruto turned back to his ramen. "If he wants to join a snake pedophile, that's his business." "Naruto, please." Sakura's voice broke. I can't do this alone. I need your help." "What's in it for me? If I go chase down Sasuke, risk my life fighting whatever sound ninja are escorting him, drag him back here against his will, what do I get out of it?" Sakura stared at him, tears still falling. You'd really ask for payment? For this?" "I'm a ninja. Payment is how this works. But this is Sasuke." "Exactly. The guy who's never once thanked me, never acknowledged my existence except to call me weak, and who just betrayed the village for personal power." Naruto's voice was flat. "Give me one good reason why I should care." Sakura had no answer. She just stood there crying until Naruto sighed and stood up. "Fine," he said, "but you owe me, big time." They gathered a pursuit team, Naruto, Sakura, Shikamaru, Kiba, and Neji. 5 Jonin and 1 Chunin against unknown opposition. Shikamaru laid out the plan. Track Sasuke, engage and eliminate any escorts, capture the Uchiha, return to the village. Simple, clean, except nothing about this mission was going to be simple. They left at dawn, tracking Sasuke's chakra signature through the forest. Neji's Byakugan spotted enemy ninja ahead. 4 sound ninja in a barrier formation, protecting Sasuke in the center. "We'll fight them one at a time," Shikamaru said. "Separate them, take them out individually. Naruto, you're on Sasuke. Don't let him get away." Naruto didn't argue. He just vanished into the trees. The Sound Force split up to fight the pursuing team. Kiba fought some multi-headed dog user. Neji fought some spider-themed ninja. Shikamaru fought someone who could manipulate bones. Sakura stayed back as support. Naruto chased Sasuke. He found the Uchiha at the Valley of the End, the massive waterfall marking the border between Fire Country and unclaimed territory. 2 enormous statues flanked the waterfall. Hashirama Senju and Madara Uchiha, locked in eternal combat. Sasuke stood on Madara's head, his curse mark spreading across his skin. "Naruto," he said without turning around, "I knew you'd come." "Sakura's crying about you," Naruto said, landing on Hashirama's head. "Thought you should know. Tell her I'm sorry, but this is the only way." "Is it? Because from where I'm standing, you're running away." Sasuke spun around, the curse mark now fully active, dark patterns covering half his body. "I'm not running, I'm seeking power. Same thing." You don't understand. Itachi is too strong. I'll never beat him like this. I need Orochimaru's power. You need therapy, Naruto said, and maybe some self-respect. But sure, power works too. If you're here to stop me, you'll have to kill me. Don't tempt me. Sasuke formed hand seals. Chidori. Lightning crackled around his hand as he charged across the gap between the statues. Naruto met him halfway, pulling out the inverted spear of heaven. Their clash sent out a shockwave that rippled across the valley. Sasuke's Chidori met the spear's tip, and the lightning jutsu immediately unraveled. Sasuke stumbled back in shock. You nullified my Chidori? I nullify everything. How many times do I have to demonstrate this? The curse mark spread further, transforming Sasuke into his level 2 state. Dark wings erupted from his back, his skin turned gray, his chakra spiked to jonin levels. Impressive, Naruto admitted. You look like a demon. I'll show you a demon. Sasuke took flight, using his wings to soar above the statues. Naruto looked up, sighed, and jumped. Raw leg strength launched him hundreds of feet into the air, matching Sasuke's height instantly. He pulled out the chain of 1,000 miles and hooked Sasuke's wing, then yanked him down. They both plummeted toward the river below. Sasuke activated Chidori again, lightning crackling around both hands now. Chidori stream! Naruto drove the inverted spear into Sasuke's shoulder. The chakra nullifying effect spread through his body, forcibly deactivating the Chidori and reverting the curse mark transformation. They hit the water with a massive splash. Naruto dragged Sasuke to shore and tossed him onto the rocks like a sack of rice. You're lucky, Naruto said, withdrawing the spear. Lucky I'm not being paid to kill you. Lucky Sakura cares about you for some inexplicable reason. Lucky I'm feeling generous today. He grabbed Sasuke by the collar and started dragging him back toward Konoha. Wait, Sasuke gasped, his shoulder bleeding from the spear wound. You have to let me go. Why would I do that? Because I need this. I need to get stronger. Then get stronger in Konoha. Train harder. Stop whining about it. You don't understand. Itachi is an S-rank missing nin who slaughtered your entire clan in a single night. Yeah, I know the story. Everyone knows. Naruto's voice was harsh. But running to Orochimaru won't make you stronger. It'll just make you someone else's tool. I don't care. As long as I can kill Itachi, I'll become anyone's tool. That's the saddest thing I've ever heard. They walked in silence for a while, Naruto dragging Sasuke, who was too weak to resist. The sun was setting, painting the valley in shades of orange and red. Why did you come after me? Sasuke finally asked. Because Sakura asked, and I owed her a favor. That's it? No speech about teamwork or friendship? We're not friends, Sasuke. We're co-workers, but that doesn't mean I want to see you throw your life away for revenge. My life is revenge. It's all I have left. Then you need to get a hobby. Despite everything, Sasuke laughed. It was a bitter sound, but genuine. You're an asshole. Yeah, well, you're not so great yourself. They reached the village gates as night fell. The Chunin on guard duty looked shocked to see Sasuke in custody. Uchiha defector recovered, Naruto reported. The Chunin guard, Izumo Kamizuki, stared at Sasuke's unconscious form slung over Naruto's shoulder like a sack of potatoes. Blood still dripped from the spear wound in Sasuke's shoulder, leaving a trail of red droplets on the ground. Is he alive? Izumo asked. Barely. Get a medic and inform the Hokage. And someone should probably tell Sakura before she has a breakdown. Right. Yes, of course. Izumo fumbled with the radio. This is Gate 7. We have a code black. Uchiha Sasuke recovered from defection attempt, requesting immediate medical and Ombu response. Within minutes, the area was swarmed. Medical ninja took Sasuke to the hospital under armed guard. Ombu appeared from nowhere, their animal masks emotionless as they escorted Naruto to the Hokage Tower for debriefing. Sakura arrived crying, thanking him between sobs which he ignored. The rest of the retrieval team limped in over the next hour. Shikamaru had captured his opponent. Neji had killed his. Kiba had nearly died but survived. All of them looked like they'd been through hell. Naruto looked like he'd been on a light jog. The debriefing room was tense. Tsunade Senju, the 5th Hokage, sat behind her desk with her arms crossed. She was a legendary kunoichi, one of the 3 Sannin, and currently looked ready to punch someone through a wall. Explain, she said simply. Naruto shrugged. Sasuke tried to defect to Orochimaru. I stopped him, brought him back. That's it. That's it? Tsunade's eye twitched. You fought an Uchiha in his curse mark level 2 state and just brought him back? He wasn't that strong, or the curse mark is just a chakra boost. I nullified it with my spear and knocked him out. Simple. Nothing about this is simple. Tsunade slammed her fist on the desk, cracking the wood. Do you understand what you've done? Sasuke Uchiha is the last loyal member of his clan. He's a critical asset to this village. If he'd successfully defected, but he didn't, because I stopped him. You're welcome. Tsunade took a deep breath, visibly calming herself. The council is calling for his execution. Defection is punishable by death, even for clan heirs, especially for clan heirs with valuable bloodlines. That's stupid, Naruto said. Executing him wastes a useful weapon. Just lock him up, put suppressors on him, and use him for missions when you need an Uchiha. You're suggesting we keep a known traitor in the village? I'm suggesting you don't throw away someone powerful just because he made one bad decision. People make mistakes. That's why you have prisons. Tsunade studied him for a long moment. You don't care about Sasuke at all, do you? This isn't about friendship or teamwork. No, it's about efficiency. The village just lost hundreds of ninja in the invasion. You can't afford to execute more, even if they deserve it. Cold, but not wrong. Tsunade leaned back in her chair. Fine. I'll advocate for imprisonment over execution. But understand this, Naruto. If Sasuke tries to defect again, I won't send you to retrieve him. I'll send Anbu with kill orders. Fair enough. You're dismissed. And for what it's worth, Tsunade's expression softened slightly. Thank you for bringing him back alive. Naruto stood and headed for the door. As he reached it, he paused. Hey, Hokage-sama, how much does an S-rank retrieval mission pay? You mercenary little. Tsunade caught herself. 500,000 ryo, standard rate. Great, I'll expect payment within the week. He left before she could throw something at him. The council meeting was 3 days later. Naruto wasn't invited, but he heard about it from Shikamaru, who'd been present as a mission participant. The civilian council wanted Sasuke executed immediately. The Shinobi council was split. Some wanted death, others wanted imprisonment. A few wanted rehabilitation. Danzo Shimura, the ancient warhawk who ran Root, wanted Sasuke placed under his command for training. Tsunade overruled all of them. Sasuke Uchiha would be stripped of his jonin rank, placed under permanent house arrest in the Uchiha compound, fitted with chakra-suppressing seals, and monitored by rotating Anbu teams 24/7. He would be forbidden from leaving the compound without explicit Hokage approval. He would undergo mandatory psychological evaluation and rehabilitation. It was a prison sentence in everything but name. Naruto visited him once, 2 weeks after his return. The Uchiha compound was a ghost town. Rows of empty houses, silent streets, the weight of massacre hanging over everything. Sasuke's house was at the center, surrounded by Anbu hiding in the shadows. Naruto walked past them without acknowledgement. They didn't stop him. He was the Chunin who'd captured Sasuke after all. He found Sasuke sitting on his porch, staring at nothing. The chakra suppressors were visible, black bands around both wrists and his neck, etched with sealing formulas. They limited his chakra flow to barely jonin levels. Hey, Naruto said. Sasuke didn't look at him. Come to gloat? No. Came to see if you'd learned anything. What's there to learn? I'm a prisoner in my own home. My dreams of killing Itachi are dead. Everything I worked for is gone. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you make stupid decisions. Now Sasuke looked at him, his Sharingan activating reflexively before the suppressors dampened it. You don't understand. You never did. Itachi murdered my entire family. My parents, my clan, everyone I loved. Revenge is all I have left. No, Naruto said. Revenge is all you chose to have left. There's a difference. What would you know about? I have memories of another life, Naruto interrupted. A life where I abandoned my son for gambling money, where I killed for cash, where I died alone and hated. I know what it's like to have nothing but regrets. And you know what I learned? Sasuke waited. Revenge doesn't fix anything. It's just another excuse to avoid moving forward. Itachi took your family. That sucks, but obsessing over him for years, that's on you. You could have gotten stronger for other reasons, protected the village, made new connections, literally anything else. But you chose to make Itachi the center of your entire existence. Easy for you to say. No one murdered your family. The village treated me like garbage for 12 years because of a demon sealed in my gut. I could have obsessed over revenge against them, could have spent my life plotting to destroy Konoha, but I didn't because it would have been a waste of time. Sasuke's fists clenched. So what am I supposed to do now? Just forgive Itachi? Forget everything? I don't care what you do. Forgive him, hate him, whatever. Just stop letting him control your entire life. You're not his victim anymore. You're just a guy who made bad choices and has to live with them. Naruto turned to leave. Wait, Sasuke called. Why did you really come here? Because Sakura asked me to check on you, and I owed her a favor. Naruto paused. Also, I wanted to see if you'd figured out how pathetic you looked. Guess not. He left Sasuke sitting there, alone with his thoughts. The weeks became months. Konoha slowly recovered from the invasion. Buildings were rebuilt, walls repaired, memorials erected for the dead. Life continued, as it always did. Naruto took missions constantly. B ranks, A ranks, anything that paid well. Escorts through bandit country. Assassinations of rogue ninja. Bodyguard duty for nobles. He didn't care what the job was as long as the money was good. His reputation grew. Other villages started hearing about him. The ninja who couldn't be sensed, who nullified jutsu, who killed without hesitation. Some called him the Ghost. Others called him the Sorcerer Killer. After Toji's old title started bleeding through in whispers, Naruto didn't care about titles. He cared about his bank account. Hinata continued training with him when he was in the village. She'd grown significantly stronger under his brutal methods, her gentle fist incorporating more raw physical power alongside the traditional precision strikes. Again, Naruto said, blocking her palm strike with his forearm. Hinata spun, driving her other palm toward his ribs. He sidestepped and swept her legs. She jumped, twisted midair, and struck downward. He caught her wrist and threw her into a tree. She recovered immediately, landing in a crouch, her Byakugan active. You're not even trying. If I tried, you'd be in the hospital. This is practice, remember? Then at least use a weapon. Make it realistic. Naruto considered, then pulled out Playful Cloud from the inventory curse. Fine, but if you end up unconscious, I'm leaving you here. They fought for another hour. Hinata never landed a solid hit, but she got closer than most jonin could manage. Her Byakugan let her predict his movements, and her improved speed let her almost keep up. Almost. When they finished, both were breathing hard. Well, Hinata was breathing hard. Naruto was slightly winded. You're getting better, he admitted. Hinata smiled, her face flushed. Thanks to you. Don't thank me. You're the one doing the work. Still, I wouldn't have improved this much without your training. She hesitated. Naruto-kun, can I ask you something? Sure. Why do you help me? You charge me money, yes, but you could make more doing missions, so why? Naruto thought about it. In his Toji memories, he'd never trained anyone, never passed on his techniques. He'd been a lone weapon, operating solo until the day he died. But Hinata was different. She reminded him of something he couldn't quite name. Determination, maybe, or the refusal to give up despite being told she was weak. You pay me, he said finally. That's reason enough. Is it really just the money? No, he admitted, but the money's a good excuse. She laughed, the sound light and genuine. One day I'm going to figure you out, Naruto-kun. Good luck with that. 6 months after Sasuke's return, Tsunade called Naruto to her office. I'm recommending you for jonin promotion, she said without preamble. Naruto blinked. Why? Because you're a chunin who completes A-rank missions solo with perfect success rates. Because you've killed more enemies in 6 months than most chunin kill in their entire careers. Because you're strong enough to fight S-rank threats. She slid a folder across the desk. The council approved it unanimously, even the civilian side. That's surprising. They hate me. They're terrified of you. There's a difference. Tsunade leaned back. So, will you accept the promotion? What's the pay increase? Jonin get priority on high-paying missions and a salary bump. Plus, you'd have authority over chunin and genin teams. What's the downside? More paperwork, leadership responsibilities, representing the village at diplomatic functions. Pass. Tsunade's eye twitched. Pass? You're turning down a jonin promotion? Paperwork and diplomacy sound terrible. I'd rather just keep taking missions and getting paid. You insufferable. Tsunade took a breath. Fine, remain a chunin, but don't come crying to me when someone else gets promoted over you. I won't. Get out of my office. Naruto left, feeling like he dodged a bullet. 1 year after the invasion, Jiraiya returned to the village. The legendary Sannin had been traveling the world, gathering intelligence on Akatsuki, an organization of S-rank missing nin hunting tailed beasts. He'd returned to warn Tsunade and prepare Konoha for potential threats. He also wanted to meet Naruto. They met at a training ground, Jiraiya having requested a demonstration of Naruto's abilities. Kakashi was present too, along with Tsunade, all three watching as Naruto stood in the center of the field. So, Jiraiya said, stroking his chin, you're the kid everyone's talking about, the ghost, the sorcerer killer, the ninja with 0 chakra who's killed over 100 enemies. 143, Naruto corrected. As of last week. And you're what, 13 years old? Turned 13 2 months ago, Jiraiya whistled. Tsunade, is he serious? Completely, the Hokage confirmed. Every mission report checks out. He's the real deal. All right then, Jiraiya grinned. Show me what you've got, kid. I want to see these legendary curse tools. Naruto shrugged and opened the inventory curse. The grotesque worm mouth materialized on his side, drawing disgusted reactions from everyone except Kakashi, who'd seen it before. He pulled out the split-soul katana first. The blade gleamed wickedly in the sunlight, its edge sharp enough to cut through reality itself. This one cuts souls, Naruto explained. Severs the spiritual component from the physical. One clean hit kills anything, even summons or reanimations. Terrifying, Jiraiya muttered. Next, Naruto stored the katana and pulled out the inverted spear of heaven. The red blade pulsed with nullification energy, the worm mouth design making it look alive. This one nullifies chakra-based techniques. Stab it into a jutsu and the jutsu unravels. Works on barriers, summons, even bloodline abilities if they use chakra. That shouldn't be possible. It is. Watch. Jiraiya formed hand seals and created a massive fireball jutsu, flames roaring toward Naruto. The heat was intense enough to scorch the ground. Naruto drove the inverted spear into the fireball's center. The flames dissipated instantly, the chakra composing them unraveling like thread pulled from fabric. The training ground went silent. Okay, Jiraiya said slowly. That's legitimately broken. What else? Naruto showed him Playful Cloud, demonstrating its 3-section flexibility and raw destructive power by smashing through a boulder. He showed the chain of 1,000 miles, extending it across the entire training ground. He pulled out various other weapons, blades, clubs, spears, each one more dangerous than the last. Where do you even keep all of these? Jiraiya asked. The inventory curse. I was born with it. Lets me store and retrieve weapons instantly. Naruto tapped the worm mouth on his side. Looks gross, works perfectly. And you have absolutely 0 chakra? None. Never have, never will. The 9 tails is sealed inside me, but I can't access its chakra. The seal won't release it. Jiraiya glanced at Tsunade. He knows about the 9 tails? He figured it out on his own, Tsunade said. No point hiding it from him. Interesting. Jiraiya turned back to Naruto. Kid, I've got a proposition for you. Let me train you for the next 2 years. I can make you even stronger, teach you things you've never... No thanks. Imagined before? Wait, what? I said no. I don't need training. Everyone needs training. Even you. I'm already strong enough to kill most jonin. What could you possibly teach me that would be worth 2 years of my time? Jiraiya sputtered. I'm one of the legendary Sannin. I've trained the 4th Hokage. I have decades of combat experience and knowledge. And I have cursed tools that nullify everything you could throw at me. No offense, but I don't see the value. Kakashi made a sound that might have been a suppressed laugh. Tsunade pinched the bridge of her nose. Listen here, you little... Jiraiya caught himself. Fine. You don't want training. What do you want? Money. Missions. To be left alone when I'm gambling. That's it? That's it? Jiraiya looked at Tsunade. Is he always like this? Always, she confirmed. Gods help us all. The meeting ended with Jiraiya leaving to gather more intelligence on Akatsuki. He'd wanted to take Naruto with him, but Naruto had refused that too. Traveling the world with a perverted hermit for 2 years sounded like torture. He had better things to do, like losing 50,000 Ryo at a gambling den that week. 18 months after the invasion, everything changed. A message arrived from Sand Village. Gaara, the 5th Kazekage and former one-tailed Jinchuriki, had been captured by Akatsuki. Tsunade assembled a rescue team immediately. Kakashi, Naruto, Sakura, and a jonin named Yamato who could use wood release. They'd rendezvous with Team Guy at the border and proceed to Sand's last known coordinates for Gaara. The mission briefing was simple. Rescue Gaara, eliminate any Akatsuki members encountered, return safely. The payment, 1 million Ryo per team member if successful. Naruto accepted immediately. They left within the hour, traveling at maximum speed toward Wind Country. The journey took 2 days of constant movement, stopping only for brief rest periods. Naruto found the pace boring. He could have made the trip in half the time alone, but team cohesion required staying together. On the second night, while the others slept, Kakashi approached him. "Can't sleep?" the jonin asked. "Don't need as much sleep as normal people. Toji's body was like that too." "Right, the reincarnation thing." Kakashi sat down next to him. "Can I ask you something personal?" "Sure." "Do you remember dying? As Toji, I mean." Naruto thought back to the fragmented memories. "Yeah, got cut in half by some kid with infinite cursed energy. Thought I'd won, but he pulled out some technique I couldn't counter. Everything went black after that." "And you don't regret it? The life you lived as Toji?" "Regret is pointless. I did what I did. Can't change the past." "But you sold your son. You gambled away everything. You died alone and hated." "I know." Naruto's voice was flat. "And if I could go back, I'd probably do it all again. That's just who Toji was. A weapon, a killer, someone who survived by being the strongest non-sorcerer in the world. And now, as Naruto, I'm still a weapon, still a killer, but I've got a chance to do it right this time. Not for redemption or anything sappy like that, just to prove I can." Kakashi was silent for a moment. "You know, when I first met you, I thought you were just another troubled genin, someone who'd need guidance and support to become a proper ninja. And now? Now I think you're the most dangerous person I've ever trained, and I've trained the fourth Hokage's son. I'll take that as a compliment." It wasn't meant as one. They sat in comfortable silence until dawn. The team reached the Sand Village border by midday. Team Guy was already there. Rock Lee, Neji, Tenten, and their jonin leader Might Guy, who wore a green jumpsuit and had eyebrows thick enough to be weapons. "Yosh!" Guy shouted, giving a thumbs up. "Team Kakashi arrives! Let the flames of youth burn together as we rescue the Kazekage." Naruto stared at him. "Is he always like this?" "Always," Lee confirmed, his own eyebrows equally impressive. "Guy Sensei is the embodiment of youth and hard work. I think I preferred traveling alone." They proceeded into Wind Country, following the trail left by Akatsuki. Neji's Byakugan tracked disturbed sand patterns and chakra residue. The trail led to a cave system 50 kilometers from the village. Outside the cave entrance, they found Akatsuki members waiting. 2 of them. One was a hunchbacked figure covered in a black cloak, his face hidden by a puppet-like mask. The other was a tall blonde man with a scope over one eye, clay sculptures perched on his shoulders. "Well, well," the blonde said, his voice cheerful. "Looks like Konoha sent a rescue party. How cute, yeah?" "Deidara," Kakashi identified, explosion specialist, former stone ninja. "And I'm Sasori of the Red Sand," the hunchbacked figure said, his voice rasping. "Master of puppets, former sand ninja. We've been expecting you." "Where's Gaara?" Sakura demanded. "Inside, being drained of his tailed beast as we speak." Sasori gestured at the cave. "You're welcome to try rescuing him, but you'll have to go through us first." Kakashi formed a plan quickly. "Guy, take your team and Yamato inside. Find Gaara. We'll handle these 2. "You sure?" Guy asked. "Positive, go." Team Guy disappeared into the cave. Yamato followed, leaving Team Kakashi facing the 2 Akatsuki members. "So," Deidara said, molding clay with his hands. "Who dies first, yeah?" Naruto stepped forward. "Both of you. But I'll make it quick if you tell me how much Akatsuki pays." "Pays?" Sasori laughed, the sound mechanical. "We don't fight for money, child. We fight for ideology, for creating a better world. Sounds like poor compensation." "Enough talk." Deidara threw a clay bird at them. "Art is an explosion, yeah." The bird detonated mid-flight, the explosion massive enough to crater the ground. Kakashi grabbed Sakura and dodged. Naruto stood in the center of the blast radius. When the smoke cleared, he was completely unharmed. "How?" Deidara's eye went wide. "Chakra-based explosions," Naruto explained, pulling out the inverted spear of heaven. "Your clay is infused with explosive chakra. This spear nullifies chakra-based techniques, which means your art is useless against me." He threw the spear. It flew like a javelin, striking another clay bird Deidara had created. The bird's chakra signature vanished instantly, and it fell to the ground as ordinary clay. That's impossible, yeah. Deidara created more birds, bigger ones, entire flocks of explosive sculptures. My art is perfect. It can't be nullified. Naruto walked through the bombardment. Every explosion that got close was nullified by the spear's aura. Clay birds fell around him like dead insects. He reached Deidara, grabbed him by the throat, and lifted him off the ground. "Your art sucks," Naruto said. Then he squeezed. There was a crack. Deidara's body went limp. Naruto dropped the corpse and turned to Sasori, who'd been watching in stunned silence. "You're next," Naruto said. Sasori shed his cloak, revealing his true form, a puppet body housing his living core, a grotesque fusion of human and mechanical parts. Dozens of chakra threads extended from his fingers, controlling hundreds of puppets that emerged from storage scrolls. "I am the greatest puppet master who ever lived," Sasori declared. "My collection numbers over 300. Each one is a work of art. You cannot possibly." Naruto cut the chakra threads, all of them. With a single swing of the inverted spear, he severed every thread connecting Sasori to his puppets. 300 puppets collapsed simultaneously, lifeless without their controller. Sasori stared at his hands in disbelief. How did you? Chakra threads are chakra-based. The spear nullifies them. Naruto stored the spear and pulled out the split-soul katana. "Now you're just a guy in a puppet body. Let's see how well that works without chakra." He moved faster than Sasori could track. The katana flashed once, cutting through Sasori's puppet body and the living core inside. Sasori's eyes went wide, then empty. His soul, severed from his body, dissipated like smoke. The entire fight had lasted maybe 3 minutes. Kakashi and Sakura approached, both looking shocked. You just killed 2 S-rank Akatsuki members," Kakashi said slowly, "in 3 minutes. "They were weak," Naruto replied. "Their whole fighting style depends on chakra. I counter chakra. Simple." "That's not," Kakashi shook his head. "Never mind, let's get inside." The cave interior was a massive chamber carved from stone. In the center, Gaara's body lay on the ground, pale and unmoving. A strange statue loomed over him, the Gedo statue, used to extract tailed beasts. Team Guy was fighting 2 more Akatsuki members, a shark-faced man with a massive sword and a black-cloaked figure wearing an orange mask. Kasame Hoshigaki, Kakashi identified the shark man, and I don't know who the masked one is. "I'm Tobi," the masked figure said cheerfully, "and Tobi is a good boy." "He's lying," Naruto said immediately. "I can hear his heartbeat. It's too calm for someone acting that stupid. He's faking it." "Tobi is not faking," Tobi protested. "Tobi is..." Kasame's massive sword, Samahata, swung at Lee, who blocked with his tonfa. The impact sent him flying. "Enough games," Kasame growled. "Tobi, stop messing around. We need to finish the extraction." "But Tobi wants to play with the Konoha ninja." "Play later. Kill now." Naruto pulled out Playful Cloud and entered the fight. He swung the 3-section staff at Kasame, who blocked with Samahata. The sword shuddered, its scales rippling. "Interesting," Kasame said. "Samahata can't absorb your chakra because you don't have any." "Correct, which means your sword is just a heavy club." "Wrong. Samahata is still the sharpest blade in the mist, and I'm still one of the 7 swordsmen." They fought across the chamber. Kasame was fast, experienced, his water-based techniques and raw strength formidable. But without Samahata's chakra absorption ability, he was fighting at a disadvantage. Naruto switched to the split-soul katana mid-combo. When Kasame summoned a water shark, Naruto cut through it, the blade severing the technique's spiritual component and causing it to collapse. "That sword," Kasame muttered. "What is it?" "Death for you." Naruto closed the distance. Kasame tried to block with Samahata, but the split-soul katana cut through the living sword like paper, bisecting it. Samahata screamed, an actual audible scream, as its soul was severed. Then Naruto cut through Kasame. The shark man fell in 2 pieces, his eyes wide with shock. He didn't even have time to form last words. 3 Akatsuki members dead in 1 mission. "Tobi thinks Tobi should leave now," the masked figure said, his cheerful tone gone. Tobi was not expecting this. He vanished into a swirling vortex, his body phasing through space itself. Naruto tried to stab him with the inverted spear, but the blade passed through empty air where Tobi had been. "Space-time jutsu," Kakashi observed. He can make himself intangible. That's a problem. For later, Naruto said. He walked over to Gaara's body. Is he alive? Sakura checked his pulse. Her face fell. No. The tailed beast extraction killed him. Can we revive him? Not without? An elderly woman appeared from the cave's shadows. Chiyo, a legendary puppet master from San Sasori's grandmother. Stand aside, she ordered. She knelt next to Gaara's body and formed hand seals. One life reincarnation jutsu. Her chakra flowed into Gaara. It was a forbidden technique, trading the user's life to revive the dead. Chiyo's body began to age rapidly, her life force transferring to Gaara. You don't have to do this, Sakura protested. Yes, I do, Chiyo whispered. I created the monsters that destroyed this boy's life. I can at least save him now. She completed the technique. Gaara's eyes opened, gasping. Chiyo's closed, her body going still. The rescue was a success. Gaara was alive. 3 Akatsuki members were dead, and Naruto had 1 million ryo waiting for him back in Konoha. The return journey was somber. Gaara, revived but weak, was carried by Lee. Chiyo's body was wrapped for burial in sand. The teams traveled in silence. When they reached Konoha, Tsunade greeted them personally. Mission report, she demanded. Kakashi provided the details. Gaara rescued, Chiyo deceased. 3 Akatsuki members eliminated. Deidara, Sasori, and Kasame. Tsunade's eyes widened. 3 S-rank targets in 1 mission? Naruto killed all 3, Kakashi confirmed. The rest of us provided support. Every eye turned to Naruto, who was already calculating how to spend his million ryo. Is this accurate? Tsunade asked him directly. Yeah, they were weaker than expected. All their techniques relied on chakra. I countered them easily. You killed 3 members of Akatsuki, easily. I mean, it took a few minutes, but yeah, pretty easy. Tsunade sat down heavily. We need to talk about your future in this village. If this is about another promotion offer, I'm gonna say no again. It's not. It's about making you a strategic asset, someone we deploy against S-rank threats specifically. Does it pay more than regular missions? Significantly more. Then I'm interested. They worked out the details over the next week. Naruto would remain technically a chunin, but would be assigned exclusively to S-rank missions and threats. He'd operate semi-independently, with minimal oversight, and receive premium compensation for each assignment. It was basically a license to kill high-value targets for massive payouts. Naruto accepted immediately. The weeks turned into months. Naruto took missions across the continent, hunting Akatsuki members and other S-rank threats. His body count climbed past 200. His reputation as the ghost spread to every major village. He also continued training with Hinata, who'd been promoted to Chunin herself. She was stronger now, confident, her gentle fist incorporating brutal physical techniques alongside precision strikes. Again, Naruto said, dodging her palm thrust. Hinata spun and struck with both palms. He caught both wrists and twisted, forcing her into an awkward position. She swept his legs. He jumped. She followed, striking midair. He headbutted her. Hinata fell, landing hard, her Byakugan deactivating. Ow! You're getting predictable, Naruto said, offering a hand. Gentle fist is effective, but everyone knows how it works. You need to incorporate more unpredictability. Like what? Feints, misdirection, hit them where they're not expecting. He pulled her up. Also, you telegraph your strikes. I can see them coming before you throw them. How do I stop that? Practice. And stop being so polite when you fight. Hesitation gets you killed. They trained for another hour. When they finished, Hinata was exhausted, sweating, her guy stained with dirt. Naruto-kun, she said between breaths. Can I ask you something? Sure. When we graduate, when we're both jonin eventually, would you consider being on a team with me? Naruto thought about it. The idea of permanent team assignments made him uncomfortable. Too much commitment, too many people depending on him. But Hinata was different. She'd proven herself reliable, strong, someone who didn't slow him down. Maybe, he said, if the pay's right. She smiled. I'll take that as a yes. Don't. Too late. 18 months after the Gaara rescue, Jiraiya returned to Konoha with urgent news. Akatsuki was mobilizing. They'd successfully captured several tailed beasts, the 1-tail, 4-tails, and 5-tails. Only a few remained, including the 9-tail sealed in Naruto. Tsunade called an emergency meeting. Naruto, Kakashi, Jiraiya, and several Anbu captains attended. They'll come for Naruto eventually, Jiraiya said grimly. The 9-tails is one of the most powerful beasts. They'll send their strongest members. Let them, Naruto said. I'll kill whoever shows up. You're confident, but Akatsuki's leader is someone we know nothing about. He could be stronger than anyone we've faced. Doubt it. Naruto, Tsunade said sharply. This isn't a joke. Akatsuki has killed Jinchuriki across the world. Entire villages have fallen to them. You need to take this seriously. I am taking it seriously. I'm just not worried. Jiraiya sighed. Kid, I've been tracking Akatsuki for years. Their leader operates from Rain Village. He calls himself Pain, and according to my sources, he has abilities that defy normal logic. That got Naruto's attention. The Rinnegan? The legendary eye technique? Yes, it grants the user power over all 6 chakra natures and supposedly control over life and death itself. Sounds made up. I've seen evidence. It's real. Jiraiya looked at each person in the room. If Pain comes for Naruto, we need to be ready. This isn't like fighting Sasori or Kasame. This is fighting a god. Gods can die, Naruto said simply. I'll prove it when he shows up. The meeting ended with increased security around Naruto. Not that he needed it, but Tsunade insisted. Anbu guards followed him everywhere, which he found annoying but tolerated. 2 months later, Pain came to Konoha. The invasion began at dawn. 6 figures appeared at the village gates, all wearing black cloaks with red clouds. Each had orange hair and multiple facial piercings. Each had the Rinnegan, purple eyes with concentric rings. 6 bodies, 1 mind, one of them said. The voice came from all of them simultaneously. I am Pain, and I have come for the 9 tails. The gate guards attacked immediately. They died in seconds, crushed by invisible force, their bodies crumpling like paper. Alarms blared across Konoha. Ninja mobilized, civilians evacuated, defenses activated. But Pain moved through it all like a natural disaster, unstoppable and merciless. One body, the Deva Path, raised its hand. Shinra Tensei. An invisible wave of force exploded outward, demolishing buildings, sending ninja flying, carving a crater through an entire city block. Another body, the Ashura Path, transformed, mechanical weapons emerging from its arms. Missiles launched, targeting fleeing civilians. Naruto arrived before the missiles could connect. He pulled out the inverted spear of heaven and swung it in a wide arc, nullifying the chakra propelling the missiles. They fell harmlessly to the ground. All 6 Pain bodies turned to face him. Naruto Uzumaki, they said in unison. The 9 tails Jinchuriki. Come with us peacefully and the village will be spared. Pass, Naruto said. He charged the nearest body, the human path. The human path tried to grab him, its ability to read minds and extract souls activating. But when it touched Naruto, nothing happened. The technique backfired and the human path stumbled back, clutching its head. Impossible, the voices said. You have no chakra network, no soul signature. What are you? A weapon, Naruto replied. He drove the inverted spear through the human path's chest. The body crumpled, dead. The other 5 bodies attacked simultaneously. The Deva Path used Shinra Tensei again. Naruto stabbed the spear into the invisible force, nullifying it before it could hit him. The Asura Path fired more missiles. Naruto dodged, moving faster than they could track, and cut through the mechanical body with the split soul katana. It fell in pieces. The animal path summoned a 3-headed dog. Naruto killed all 3 heads with 1 strike, the blade severing their souls instantly. The Prita Path tried to absorb Naruto's chakra, but found nothing to absorb. Confused, it was vulnerable when Naruto grabbed it and slammed it into the ground hard enough to crack stone. He finished it with a curb stomp. 4 down, 2 left. The Naraka Path, which could repair the other bodies, was hiding somewhere. Naruto tracked it by sound, heard its breathing from blocks away, and sprinted toward it. The Deva Path intercepted him. Bansho Tenin. Gravity pulled Naruto toward the Deva Path, the universal pull technique trying to drag him into a fatal strike. But Naruto used the momentum, letting himself be pulled, then drove his fist into the Deva Path's face at supersonic speed. The impact shattered the Deva Path's skull. It fell backward, dead before hitting the ground. Naruto found the Naraka Path hiding in a destroyed building. It tried to summon the King of Hell to revive the other bodies, but Naruto stabbed it with the inverted spear before the jutsu could complete. All 6 bodies lay dead across Konoha's ruins. But Pain wasn't finished. A massive chakra signature appeared at the village outskirts. Naruto's enhanced senses locked onto it immediately. A seventh figure, emaciated and wheelchair-bound, hidden in a mechanical walker, the real body. Nagato Uzumaki. Naruto ran toward it, moving at his maximum speed. The landscape blurred around him as he covered the distance in seconds. Nagato looked up as he approached, the Rinnegan in his eyes glowing with power. "So you found me," Nagato said, his voice weak but steady. "The real body. Most ninja never get this far. Most ninja don't have my senses." True. Nagato formed hand seals with frail hands. "But finding me doesn't mean you've won." Chibaku Tensei. A black sphere appeared in the sky above them. Gravity intensified 1,000-fold, pulling everything toward it. Trees, rocks, debris, all of it flew upward, compressing into a massive sphere. Naruto was pulled up too. He stabbed the inverted spear toward the core, but the gravitational force was too strong in pulling the spear off course. He needed more reach. Naruto pulled out the chain of 1,000 miles and attached it to the spear's handle. Then he threw the spear with all his strength, the chain extending, the blade flying true. It struck the black core dead center. The Chibaku Tensei unraveled instantly, the chakra composing it nullified. The massive sphere broke apart, debris raining down harmlessly. Naruto landed in front of Nagato, who looked genuinely shocked. "You nullified Chibaku Tensei," Nagato whispered. That's supposed to be my ultimate technique, the same one the Sage of Six Paths used to create the moon." "Chakra-based gravity manipulation," Naruto said, "still counts as a jutsu. My spear nullifies it. Then I have no techniques that can affect you." Nagato slumped in his wheelchair. "I've lost." "Yeah, you have." They stood in silence for a moment. Around them, Konoha burned. Hundreds had died in the attack. Thousands more were injured. "Why did you come here?" Naruto asked. "Why attack Konoha?" "To collect the 9 tails. To create a weapon that would end all wars through mutually assured destruction, to force the world into peace through fear." Nagato's voice was tired. "I've seen too much war, too much pain. I thought if I could concentrate all that suffering into one moment, one catastrophic event, humanity would finally learn." "That's the dumbest plan I've ever heard." "Is it? What's your solution then? How do you end the cycle of hatred and war?" "I don't have one," Naruto admitted. "I'm not trying to save the world. I'm just trying to survive in it." "Then you're no better than me. We're both weapons using violence to achieve our goals." "Maybe, but I don't pretend my violence is for some greater good. I kill people for money. You kill people for ideology. At least I'm honest about it." Nagato laughed, the sound bitter. "You're right. I'm just another mass murderer with delusions of grandeur." He looked at Naruto with the Rinnegan. "So what now? You kill me? Take revenge for your village?" "I should. You killed a lot of people today, destroyed homes, families, lives. You deserve to die. But I don't care about revenge. Killing you won't bring anyone back, won't fix anything." Naruto pulled out the split soul katana. "But I'm going to kill you anyway, because leaving you alive is too dangerous." "I understand." Nagato closed his eyes. "Make it quick." Naruto swung. The blade cut through Nagato's neck cleanly, severing body and soul in one stroke. The Rinnegan faded from his eyes as he died. The legendary power extinguished. Pain, the leader of Akatsuki, was dead. Naruto stood over the body for a moment, then turned and walked back toward Konoha. He needed to report to Tsunade, collect his payment, and probably deal with weeks of cleanup and rebuilding. Being a strategic asset was exhausting. The aftermath of Pain's invasion was catastrophic. Over 300 ninja dead, twice that many civilians, entire districts reduced to rubble. The village would need months to recover, but Konoha had survived, and Naruto had killed Pain. The council meeting 3 days later was tense. Tsunade, the elders, clan heads, and Naruto all gathered to discuss the invasion and its implications. "Akatsuki's leader is dead," Tsunade announced. "Nagato Uzumaki, also known as Pain, was eliminated by Naruto during the invasion. This represents a significant blow to their organization." "But Akatsuki still exists," Homura Mitokado, one of the elders, said. "Other members remain at large, including the masked individual who escaped during the Gaara rescue." "Tobi," Naruto said. "He uses space-time jutsu to phase through attacks. I couldn't hit him. That makes him a priority target. We need to identify him and eliminate him before he reorganizes Akatsuki." "I have a theory," Jiraiya said. He'd returned to the village immediately after hearing about Pain's attack. "I think Tobi might be the real leader of Akatsuki. pain was powerful, yes, but he always seemed to be following someone else's orders. Evidence? Tsunade asked. Gut instinct. And the fact that he disappeared the moment things went wrong during the Gaara mission. A true believer would have stayed and fought. So we're dealing with a potentially S-rank threat who can't be hit by conventional means, Danzo Shimura said from the shadows. This is unacceptable. We should mobilize Anbu, hunt him down before. No, Naruto interrupted. Everyone looked at him. If Toby is as dangerous as you think, sending normal ninja after him is suicide, Naruto continued. His intangibility makes him immune to most attacks. You need someone who can counter it. And you can? Danzo's voice was skeptical. Maybe. I haven't figured out how yet, but I will. Tsunade nodded. Then Toby is your responsibility. Hunt him down. Kill him. End the Akatsuki threat permanently. What's the pay? 5 million ryo upon confirmation of death. Deal. The meeting ended with Naruto assigned as the primary hunter for remaining Akatsuki members. It was basically a license to hunt S-rank missing nin for massive bounties. He couldn't have asked for a better job. 1 week after the invasion, Sasuke escaped. The chakra suppressors had been damaged during Pain's attack. The Anbu guards had been pulled to defend other areas. Sasuke, seizing the opportunity, broke out of the Uchiha compound and fled the village. Again? This time, Tsunade didn't send a retrieval team. She issued a kill-on-sight order. Sasuke Uchiha is to be considered a rogue ninja and enemy of Konoha. The official announcement read, any ninja who encounters him has authorization to use lethal force. Sakura was devastated. She'd been clinging to hope that Sasuke could be saved, reformed, brought back to the village. The kill order shattered that hope. Naruto found her crying at the memorial stone 3 days after Sasuke's escape. He's really gone, she said between sobs. Forever this time. Yeah, Naruto agreed. He sat down next to her. He made his choice. But it's the wrong choice. He's throwing his life away for revenge. Someone needs to stop him. Why? He's an adult now. He can make his own decisions, even bad ones. But he was our teammate, our friend. He was a guy we worked with who never gave a shit about us, Naruto corrected. Stop romanticizing it. Sasuke used Team 7 as training partners and bolted the moment he thought he found a better option. That's not. Sakura stopped. You really don't care, do you? About Sasuke? About what happens to him? I care that he's a rogue ninja who might attack Konoha someday. But I care that he wasted everyone's time and resources. But personally, no. I don't care about Sasuke Uchiha. How can you be so cold? I'm not cold. I'm realistic. Sasuke's not my responsibility. Not anymore. Naruto stood up. But you know what is my responsibility? Making sure you don't waste your life crying over someone who wouldn't do the same for you. What do you mean? I mean, if the roles were reversed, if you'd been the one to defect and Sasuke had brought you back, do you really think he'd cry over you? Do you think he'd mourn your loss? Sakura opened her mouth, then closed it, because she knew the answer. Exactly, Naruto said. So stop crying over him. Move on. Get stronger. Prove that you don't need Sasuke Uchiha to be a great ninja. He left her there, sitting at the memorial stone, hopefully thinking about what he'd said. 2 weeks later, Hinata approached him with a confession. They were training as usual, Hinata practicing her strikes while Naruto dodged. She'd gotten significantly better. Her speed was high Chunin level now, her precision nearly jonin level. Naruto-kun, she said during a break, I need to tell you something. Sure. She took a deep breath. I love you. Naruto blinked. What? I've loved you for years, since the academy. I've tried to hide it, tried to focus on training, but I can't anymore. I needed you to know. Her face was bright red, but she met his eyes. You don't have to feel the same way. I needed to be honest. Naruto was silent for a long moment, processing. Hinata loved him, had loved him for years. That explained the intense training, the constant presence, the way she looked at him. I'm not good at this stuff, he said finally. Relationships, emotions. I'm a weapon, Hinata. I kill people for money. I gamble. I have memories of abandoning my son in another life. I'm not boyfriend material. I know all that, Hinata said quietly. And I don't care. You've made me stronger. You've believed in me when no one else did. You treat me like an equal, not a delicate princess. That's worth more than any perfect romance. I can't promise I'll change. I can't promise I'll be what you want. I'm not asking you to change. I'm asking if you'd consider Trying with me. Naruto thought about it. In his Toji memories, he'd never had a healthy relationship. His marriage had been transactional. He'd used his wife's family for money, then abandoned her when it dried up. His relationship with his son had been non-existent. But this was different. Hinata knew who he was, what he was, and wanted to be with him anyway. Fine, he said. But don't expect flowers or romantic dates. I'm not that kind of guy. Hinata's smile could have lit up the entire village. I don't need flowers. I just need you. Then you've got me, I guess. She hugged him, hard enough that he actually felt it through his supernatural durability. He awkwardly patted her back, unsure what else to do. This is weird, he muttered. It's perfect, she said. Over the next months, their relationship developed. It was strange for Naruto, having someone who cared about him personally, not professionally. Someone who wanted to spend time with him even when there was no training or mission involved. Hinata made him try normal things. Dates at restaurants, walks through the village, visiting festivals. He found most of it boring, but tolerated it because she enjoyed it. In return, he continued training her, pushing her to jonin-level abilities. Hinata's gentle fist became devastating, precise enough to hit chakra points, powerful enough to crack stone, fast enough to overwhelm most opponents. The Hyuga clan elders were shocked when she started dominating sparring matches against their best jonin. Hiashi, her father, called her in for a private conversation. You've changed, he said, studying her with the Byakugan. Your technique is sharper. Your confidence is absolute. What happened? I trained with Naruto-kun, Hinata said simply. He taught me to be strong. The Uzumaki boy? The one with no chakra? Yes, and he's more than just the Uzumaki boy. He's the strongest person I know. Hiashi was silent for a moment. Is this relationship serious? Yes. The elders won't approve. They'll want you to marry within the clan, someone with a strong bloodline. Then the elders will be disappointed. Hiashi actually smiled at that. Good. It's about time someone in this family stood up to them. He placed a hand on her shoulder. If Naruto makes you happy and makes you strong, then you have my blessing. Thank you, father. 6 months after Pain's invasion, Jiraiya returned with information about Tobi. His real name is Obito Uchiha, Jiraiya announced during a private meeting with Tsunade and Naruto. He was Kakashi's teammate, supposedly killed during the Third War, but he survived, was manipulated by Madara Uchiha, and now controls Akatsuki from the shadows. Madara Uchiha? Tsunade's eyes widened. The Madara Uchiha? That's impossible. He'd be over 100 years old. The real Madara died decades ago, but he groomed Obito as his successor, taught him space-time jutsu, filled his head with plans to create a perfect world through genjutsu. Jiraiya slid photos across the desk. Obito's ability is called Kamui. It lets him phase parts of his body into another dimension, making him intangible. He can also teleport himself and others. Naruto studied the photos. How do we counter it? That's the problem. Kamui is nearly impossible to counter. You need to hit him during the brief moment when he solidifies to attack. Or you need to access the same dimension he phases into. Or, Naruto said slowly, you need to nullify the jutsu before he can activate it. Your spear can do that? If I can stab him while he's solid, yes. The inverted spear nullifies chakra-based techniques. Kamui is chakra-based. Should work. Should, Tsunade emphasized. We can't afford mistakes with Obito. If he reorganizes Akatsuki, if he completes whatever plan Madara left for him, he won't, Naruto interrupted, because I'm going to kill him. Just like that. Just like that. Jiraiya sighed. I really wish I had your confidence, kid. Confidence comes from knowing I'm the strongest non-chakra user alive. Obito uses chakra. I counter chakra. Simple math. Finding Obito took another 3 months. Naruto traveled across the continent, following leads, tracking rumors, hunting for any sign of the masked Uchiha. He finally found him in Rain Village, standing at the grave of someone named Rin Nohara. You're persistent, Obito said without turning around. His orange mask reflected the rain. Most ninja would have given up by now. I'm getting paid 5 million ryo to kill you, Naruto replied. I don't give up when that much money is involved. Money, Obito laughed. Is that all you care about? Not justice, not protecting your village, just money? Money's honest, unlike your bullshit about creating a perfect world. You know about that? Jiraiya did his research, infinite Tsukuyomi, trapping everyone in a Genjutsu dream world where they get everything they want. It's a stupid plan. Stupid? Obito turned to face him, the Sharingan visible through his mask's eye hole. Everyone gets their perfect world. No more pain, no more loss, no more war. How is that stupid? Because it's fake. You're not creating peace. You're creating a mass coma. Naruto pulled out the inverted spear of heaven. And you're not doing it to help people. You're doing it because you couldn't handle your own pain. You lost someone, so you want to trap everyone in a dream where loss doesn't exist. You don't understand? I understand perfectly. You're a coward hiding behind a mask and a dead man's plan. Naruto charged. And I'm going to kill you. Obito activated Kamui, phasing through Naruto's first strike. The spear passed through his intangible body harmlessly. You can't touch me, Obito said. Your weapons are useless if they can't make contact. He was right. Naruto's speed and strength meant nothing if Obito could just phase through every attack. But Naruto had fought intangible enemies before. In his Toji memories, there had been cursed spirits that could turn incorporeal. The trick was timing, hitting them during the brief moment when they solidified to attack. He waited, dodging Obito's counterstrikes, watching for patterns. Obito threw a kunai. His hand solidified for a fraction of a second to release it. Naruto threw the inverted spear. It flew toward Obito's solidified hand, the blade aimed perfectly. Obito phased his hand back to intangibility. The spear passed through. Nice try, Obito said. But I'm faster than. The chain of 1,000 miles, attached to the spear's handle, wrapped around Obito's intangible body. It shouldn't have worked. Physical matter couldn't touch intangibility. But the chain was a cursed tool, existing partially outside normal physics. It anchored itself to Obito's spiritual presence, binding him in place. What? Obito tried to teleport. The chain held firm. Naruto yanked, pulling Obito toward him. The masked Uchiha stumbled, forced into solidity by the chain's grip. Naruto grabbed him by the throat and drove the inverted spear through his chest. Kamui deactivated immediately, the chakra composing it nullified. Obito's Sharingan faded to normal black eyes. How? Obito gasped, blood bubbling from his lips. How did you bind me? Cursed tools, Naruto explained. They don't follow normal rules. Your intangibility protects you from physical matter. But cursed tools exist in a state between physical and spiritual. The chain grabbed your spirit while you were phased. Clever. Obito coughed, more blood. I underestimated you. Half everyone does. It's my greatest advantage. Naruto withdrew the spear and let Obito collapse. The masked Uchiha lay in the rain, dying slowly. Do you really think my plan was stupid? Obito asked quietly. Yeah, you wanted to trap everyone in a fake world because you couldn't handle reality. That's the definition of stupid. What would you have done? If you lost someone precious? If the world took everything from you? Naruto thought about it. About Toji's memories, about losing his son through his own stupid choices, about dying alone and unmourned. I'd accept it, he said finally. Loss is part of life. You can't escape it by running into a fantasy. You either deal with it and move forward, or you let it destroy you. You chose the third option, destroying everyone else too. Maybe you're right. Obito's breathing was shallow. Maybe I was just looking for an escape. Everyone is, but most people don't try to mind rape the entire planet to get it. Obito laughed, the sound wet and pained. You're an asshole. Yeah, but I'm an honest asshole. Obito's eyes closed, his breathing stopped. Obito Uchiha, the man behind Akatsuki, the would-be destroyer of reality, was dead. Naruto searched his body, found the other Sharingan he'd been hiding, and stored them as proof. Then he left Rain Village and headed back to Konoha. 5 million Ryo was waiting for him. The return to Konoha was triumphant. Naruto presented Obito's Sharingan eyes to Tsunade as proof of death. The Hokage verified their authenticity, confirmed the kill, and approved his payment. 5 million Ryo, the largest single payment of his career. With this, Tsunade said during the private meeting, Akatsuki is effectively destroyed. Their leader is dead. Most of their S-rank members are dead. The organization is finished. What about the tailed beasts they collected? Naruto asked. Without Obito to seal them into the Gedo statue, they're useless. We've already begun locating the remaining beasts and returning them to their respective villages. Tsunade leaned back in her chair. You've single-handedly dismantled one of the most dangerous organizations in history. The 5 nations are calling you a hero. I'm not a hero. I'm a guy who killed people for money. The world doesn't care about your motivation. They care about results. And the result is that you've made the Shinobi world significantly safer. So what now? Do I get another promotion offer? No. You've made it clear you don't want one. Tsunade smiled slightly. Instead, I'm offering you something else. Jonin level pay without the rank, complete operational freedom, priority on S-rank missions, and a formal position as Konoha's primary hunter of S-rank threats. What's the catch? No catch. You've earned it. Naruto considered. It was basically what he'd been doing anyway, just with official sanction and better pay. Fine, he said. I accept. Good, because there's already another S-rank target that needs hunting. Who? Sasuke Uchiha. He's been spotted near the Land of Iron, hunting Danzo Shimura. We need you to intercept before he starts a war. Naruto sighed. Of course it's Sasuke. The journey to the Land of Iron took 3 days. Naruto traveled alone, moving at maximum speed, covering ground faster than any normal ninja could match. He found Sasuke at a summit of the 5 Kages, standing in the middle of a battlefield littered with Danzo's bodyguards. Danzo himself was dead, his body cooling in the snow. Sasuke looked different. His hair was longer, his eyes showed the Mangekyo Sharingan, his entire demeanor radiated hatred and power. Naruto, Sasuke said, not sounding surprised. I knew they'd send you. Killing Danzo was stupid, Naruto said. He was a village elder. You just committed an act of war against Konoha. I don't care. Danzo ordered the Uchiha massacre. He deserved to die. Maybe. But now the entire world thinks Konoha sent an assassin to kill one of the Kage Summit attendees. You've made the village look weak and treacherous. Good. Konoha deserves to suffer for what they did to my clan. Your clan was planning a coup. The 3rd Hokage ordered Itachi to stop it. Danzo just took advantage of the situation. You're angry at the wrong people. Sasuke's Mangekyo flared. You don't get to lecture me about my family. You don't understand what it's like to lose everything. Actually, I do. I have memories of another life where I lost everything through my own stupid choices. And you know what I learned? Revenge doesn't fix anything. It's just self-destruction with extra steps. I don't care. All I care about is destroying everyone who wronged the Uchiha. Then you're going to die here, Naruto said simply. He pulled out the split soul katana. Because I'm not letting you attack Konoha, and I'm definitely not letting you start a war. Sasuke drew his own sword, a chokuto crackling with lightning. Finally, I've been waiting for this, a real fight between us. This isn't a fight, Sasuke. It's an execution. They moved simultaneously. Sasuke was fast, jonin-level speed enhanced by the Mangekyo's predictive abilities. His Chidori-infused blade carved through the air, lightning trailing behind each strike. But Naruto was faster. Superhuman speed that made Sasuke look like he was moving in slow motion. The split soul katana met the chokudo, and Sasuke's lightning technique dissipated instantly. What? Sasuke's eyes widened. Chakra-based enhancement, Naruto explained. My sword cuts chakra. Your lightning is chakra. Simple. He pressed the attack, each strike aimed to kill. Sasuke blocked desperately, his Mangekyo tracking Naruto's movements, but his body unable to keep up. Amaterasu! Black flames erupted from Sasuke's eye, targeting Naruto. Naruto stabbed the inverted spear into the flames. They extinguished immediately, nullified. Your jutsu don't work on me. They never have. When are you going to learn? Sasuke summoned Susanoo, a massive skeletal warrior made of chakra, purple and imposing. It was his ultimate defense, supposedly impenetrable. Naruto cut through it like paper. The split soul katana severed the chakra construct's spiritual foundation, and Susanoo collapsed into nothing. Impossible, Sasuke gasped, blood leaking from his eyes. Susanoo is absolute. It can't be destroyed. It's made of chakra. Everything you do is made of chakra, and I nullified chakra. Naruto walked toward him, katana raised. You never had a chance against me, Sasuke. Your entire fighting style is built around abilities that don't work on me. Sasuke tried to stand, to activate another jutsu, to do something. But he was exhausted, bleeding from chakra overuse, his Mangekyo barely functioning. Naruto stood over him, katana at his throat. Any last words? Naruto asked. Sasuke laughed bitterly. You're going to kill me? After all that talk about revenge being pointless? This isn't revenge. This is pest control. You're a threat to Konoha. I'm eliminating you. Then do it. Kill me. Prove you're just as much a monster as everyone thinks. Naruto hesitated. The blade was pressed against Sasuke's throat, ready to cut. One swing and Sasuke Uchiha would be dead. No more defections, no more revenge plots, no more problems. But something held him back. Not mercy. Naruto didn't do mercy. It was efficiency. Killing Sasuke here would create more problems than it solved. The Uchiha clan was already extinct except for Sasuke. Killing the last one would eliminate any chance of restoring the bloodline. And bloodlines were valuable assets. I'm not going to kill you, Naruto said, lowering the blade. What? I'm taking you back to Konoha. Again, but this time you're going in a cell, not house arrest. And you're getting chakra sealed permanently. I won't go back. I'll never. Naruto punched him in the face, knocking him unconscious. You don't get a choice. He slung Sasuke over his shoulder and started the long walk back to Konoha. Again, the debriefing was tense. Sasuke was placed in maximum security prison, his chakra sealed with multiple layers of suppression seals. He'd spend the rest of his life in a cell unless he somehow proved rehabilitation was possible. Naruto doubted it would happen. You could have killed him, Tsunade said during the meeting. The kill order was clear. Why didn't you? Because killing him wastes the last Uchiha bloodline. Better to keep him alive, imprisoned, potentially useful someday. That's surprisingly pragmatic. I'm always pragmatic, you just forget that sometimes. Tsunade sighed. Fine, Sasuke remains imprisoned. You get credit for another S-rank capture, and the payment for stopping him from starting an international incident. How much? 2 million Ryo. Works for me. 1 year after Obito's death, Naruto proposed to Hinata. It wasn't romantic. They were training as usual when he just said it. Hey Hinata, want to get married? She stopped mid-strike, her gentle fist frozen in the air. What? Married. You know, the thing where people commit to each other legally and socially. I know what marriage is. Why now? Naruto shrugged. We've been together over a year. You're strong, reliable, you tolerate my gambling addiction and general asshole behavior. Seems like a good foundation for marriage. That's the least romantic proposal I've ever heard. I told you I'm not romantic. Hinata started laughing, then crying, then both at the same time. You're terrible at this. Is that a yes? Of course it's a yes, you idiot. She hugged him hard enough to crack ribs on a normal person. Yes, I'll marry you. Cool. Should we tell people? Yes. The wedding was small. Hinata's family attended, Hiyashi looking proud, Hanabi looking bemused. Naruto didn't have family, so his side was filled with friends and colleagues. Kakashi, Sakura, Shikamaru, Kiba, even Rock Lee showed up in a formal green jumpsuit. Tsunade officiated, keeping the ceremony short and professional. Naruto wore a simple black suit. Hinata wore a white kimono with Hyuga clan patterns. When asked for vows, Naruto said, I promise to be honest with you, to respect your strength, and to try not to gamble away all our money. Hinata said, I promise to love you, support you, and remind you that you're more than just a weapon. They were married. Naruto Uzumaki and Hinata Hyuga were now Naruto and Hinata Uzumaki. It was weird, but good weird. 2 years after their marriage, Hinata announced she was pregnant. Naruto's first reaction was panic. His Toji memories included being a terrible father, selling his son, abandoning his wife, dying without ever reconciling. I don't know how to be a father, he told Hinata. I have memories of failing at it spectacularly. Then don't be Toji, Hinata said simply. Be you. Be Naruto, the man who's honest, who keeps his promises, who makes me stronger every day. That's the father our child needs. What if I screw it up anyway? Then we screw it up together. That's what partnership means. The baby, a girl, was born 9 months later. They named her after no one in particular, choosing a name they both liked. Himawari. Naruto held her for the first time and felt something he'd never felt before. Not obligation, not duty, but genuine protective instinct. This tiny human was his responsibility, his to protect and raise and help grow. It was terrifying. It was perfect. Hello, Himawari, he said quietly. I promise I won't sell you for gambling money. Hinata laughed through tears. That's a very low bar. I'll set higher ones later. For now, that's the important one. Over the next years, Naruto balanced being a father with being Konoha's primary S-rank threat hunter. He took fewer missions, spent more time in the village, actually participated in Himawari's upbringing. He taught her to walk, to talk, to defend herself. By age 3, she could throw a punch that would bruise a grown man. By 5, she was learning basic taijutsu. She's going to be strong, Hinata observed, watching Himawari practice strikes against a training dummy. She better be, Naruto said. The world's dangerous. She needs to be able to protect herself. She's 5 years old. And I killed my first person at 12. Better to start training early. You're not sending our daughter to kill people at 12. Of course not. Maybe 14. Hinata hit him. He pretended it hurt to make her feel better. By the time Naruto turned 25, his legend was complete. The ghost, the sorcerer killer, the weapon without chakra. The man who'd killed more S-rank ninja than anyone in history. The husband of a Hyuga princess. The father of a daughter who showed terrifying potential. Other villages knew his name. Bounty hunters avoided him. Missing nin fled when they heard he was hunting them. He'd become exactly what Toji Fushiguro had been in another life, the strongest non-chakra user alive. But he was more than that now. He had a family, a wife who loved him, a daughter who looked up to him. A village that respected him despite his mercenary nature. He'd proven that chakra, bloodlines, and destiny didn't determine strength. That will, violence, and refusing to quit could overcome any advantage. The ninja world had tried to break him, to make him into a victim of circumstance. The Nine-Tails seal, the village's hatred, the constant discrimination, all of it should have destroyed him. Instead, he'd become the strongest weapon the ninja world had ever seen. Naruto sat at Ichiraku Ramen, his usual spot, Hinata beside him with Himawari on her lap. They were eating dinner together, a normal family doing normal things. "Daddy," Himawari said, her mouth full of noodles. "When I grow up, will I be strong like you?" Naruto looked at his daughter, this tiny human who changed his life without even trying. "You'll be stronger," he said, "because you won't have to be just a weapon. You'll be whatever you want to be. I want to be like you. Then we'll start training tomorrow, but only if you finish your ramen." Himawari attacked her bowl with renewed vigor. Hinata smiled, leaning against Naruto's shoulder. "You've come a long way," she said quietly, "from the hated Jinchuriki to the legendary ghost. I just did what I had to do, survived, got stronger, made money. You did more than that. You became someone worth being, someone Toji never was." Naruto thought about that, about the Toji he remembered, the broken man who died alone, hated, unmourned, and about who he was now, the weapon who'd found something worth protecting beyond his own survival. "Yeah," he agreed. "I guess I did." They finished their ramen in comfortable silence. Around them, Konoha bustled with life. Ninja training, civilians shopping, children playing. A village that had once hated him now treated him as one of their strongest protectors. It was strange how things worked out. Naruto paid the bill, 50,000 ryo, because Himawari had ordered extra toppings, and stood up. "Ready to go home?" he asked. Hinata took his hand. Himawari jumped onto his shoulders. Together, they walked through the village streets toward their house. The ghost, the sorcerer killer, the weapon without chakra. Naruto Uzumaki, the man who'd proven that fate was bullshit, that bloodlines didn't matter, that strength came from will and violence and refusing to quit, the strongest weapon the ninja world had ever seen. And for the first time in 2 lives, he was happy. End.
That was absolute carnage. Do you think the ninja world stands a chance against a chakraless monster like this? If you loved this dark twist on Naruto's legacy, smash that subscribe button for more insane anime theories. Join the community and let me know who he hunts next. Thanks for watching.